potato and onions, bro. Like what is that called? Like a Baltic breakfast. I love watching those too. Some dude with just a bunch of onions and shit, and you just like just munching on them.
Won't need to change. If Brandy wants to literally kill herself eating that much food, then she should be allowed. But she shouldn't be allowed to be monetized on these platforms for it. And
I get that point where it's like you shouldn't be able to be paid for it, but I mean, there's so much worse shit that people get paid for on content. So.
Although Brandy only has 160,000 followers,
it's like if you demonetize this, you have to demonetize anything that's bad for you, and then like half of content in general is not monetizable.
Adi Gutierrez has almost double that follower count and seems to have an even worse diet.
What I ate today as a baddie: cereal for breakfast,
I mean, again, she is just another influencer starting the day off with a massive bowl of sugar. I get cereal's convenient, and a lot of people watching this video will probably eat it, but just take
Yeah, I used to eat cereal every day before school.
some time to look at
Something you got to grow out of, though. I think like once you're out of high school and you're eating, you can't be eating like just straight like Cocoa Pebbles for breakfast. That's like a dessert thing. I eat cereal for dessert now. Starting of the day, bro, you got to be eating like egg whites, bagel, you know, some shit like that. Fruit if you want sugar. Not like, or cereal, yeah, like Weetabix. Or even like mini wheats, bro. Like that's like better, at least. You're getting like good calories.
how much sugar is in your breakfast
Starting the day with a bowl of Trix.
cereal, and I can guarantee you will be surprised. Like I said before, eating this sugary cereal is an awful start to your day, and it'll just leave you feeling hungry later. And then to make things worse, she has about 4 portions of it in just that one bowl.
good morning baddies,
Double Red Bull.
sugar free of course.
Yeah, I gotta say, the original Red Bull flavor is fucking ass. It is so bad. And Red Bull did a great job marketing-wise with, like, relating Red Bull to, like, sports and, like, energy and, you know, even, like, most alcoholic drinks at bars, like, mixed drinks, like, shots and shit, use Red Bull. So, but that's also one of the reasons I hate it. Like, if I'm drinking and I smell Red Bull, it's not that bad. But if I'm, like, sober and I smell fucking just a regular Red Bull, I'm thinking of Jaeger bombs. And that shit, fucking gross. Gross. Sugar-free Red Bull. No. And the original flavor is just bad. What is that?
I made a quesadilla with hot Cheetos and hot mac and cheese. Hot.
Bruh.
Olipop.
Now before she's even got changed out
Oh, that balances it out. That has prebiotics.
of her pajamas, she's probably honestly had about 2,000 calories in just an absolute mess of food. And I don't know if this is an American thing, but who puts Cheetos into a quesadilla? Now it's a good thing she has those 2 Red Bulls because her
Dude, I've done that before. There was this, I went back when I used to do TikTok more. Dude, there was this one time I got home from a bar drunk and I felt unhealthy, so I just ate like 2 raw green bell peppers, and I was like, yeah, that'll probably balance it out. That'll probably balance it out. I had 2,000 calories worth of fucking alcohol.
energy levels will
Yeah, that'll probably do my stomach right.
be absolutely through the floor by the time it gets to dinner time.
Red. For dinner, I have some steak and some taters.
Yeah, can we eat it? Can we eat it with a fucking fork and a knife, bro? What are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing? Oh my god. Is that butter? Is that just butter, or is that... Wait, no, that's mashed potatoes.
SpongeBob. Delicious.
Now is it just me that gets pissed off watching that? It's just the absolute height of gluttony, and it's honestly just gross to watch. And again, the comments are absolutely brutal on this post, with people asking if she's trying to have a stroke, and another even asked if this was a standard American diet.
Yup, that's how that's how everybody eats.
Now I know this isn't the standard American diet, but actually 40% of Americans are obese, so it has to be at least
Yeah, but bro, even the average obese American doesn't eat like that. The average obese American just eats like an extra meal of the day that's like ultra processed and unhealthy. Like I feel like dieting is really hard, but like it's just a matter of cutting out like the shit, right? Like people just don't eat fucking, dude, just swap shit out. It's like people are like, oh, well, I don't want to diet, I'm hungry. But I'm like, you're hungry because you eat like fucking shit. Like swap out the bad stuff for like vegetables, man. Like if you eat 2 cups of cooked broccoli, you're full for so long, you know? But if you're eating a fucking processed sandwich of sorts with like white bread, meat, cheese, and then fucking just like mayo, you know, and then on top of that, you're having like a bag of chips. Like that's going to fucking flood right through you.
Similar to what a lot of people are eating. Now, the reason I get annoyed at these videos isn't just because of the fat. And despite...
Does the FDA even do their job? Dude, the FDA just ensures that shit is like safe to eat. They don't really like restrict people. And even on that, the FDA is so loose with US rules. Like the majority of the stuff that we have is like highly processed with like chemicals and other preservatives that other countries can't have.
What people online might think, I don't hate fat people. I get annoyed at these videos not just because they're normalizing these awful diets, but because they're being rewarded for it too. Like I showed with James Bowler before, not only do they get free meals, but they get paid by these platforms in the form of ad revenue. Addy has over 300,000 followers on Instagram and over 500,000 on TikTok, posting pretty much every day on these platforms. So it isn't a stretch to imagine that she'll be earning multiple thousands.
No, she ain't making that much money, bro, and I'm sure of it. I did short form, bro. She ain't making fucking 30 grand posting these videos, dude. 7,000 likes. 7,000 likes. That video probably made $15. That video made about $15. Like, you're not... Short form media pays about fucking ass. Nothing. 7,000 likes, dude. 7,000 likes on a minute video. Even if you had like 200K views, $40. Tops. Probably like 5.
Over 300,000 followers on Instagram and over 500,000 on TikTok, posting pretty much every day.
Yeah, 200,000 views on a minute-long video. What I ate in Disneyland. She's not even making the money back for what she paid for the stuff. I mean, you know, granted, she's writing it off if she knows what she's doing. So she's writing off the food that she's eating because she's filming it for a video. But still, it's like, it's not offsetting the fact that you're still just like burning money
on these platforms. So it isn't a stretch to imagine that she'll be earning multiple thousands a month. And then other people with poor...
40 cents per 1,000 views. Carson, if you think that anyone is getting 40 cents per 1,000 views on any platform, even YouTube, you are widely mistaken. Mr. Beast would be the richest man in the world if he got paid 50 cents per 1,000 views. Are you crazy?
Diets will see this.
Most of the time, like my CPM, wait, actually, no, I think you're right. 50 cents per 1,000 views on TikTok is crack. It's probably like 3 cents, 2 cents, maybe a penny. On, what do I get on YouTube? It varies by video. How do I see that? Yeah, CPM on YouTube anywhere is between like 4 and like 8. So like $4 a 1,000 views.
And start recording.
That's YouTube on hour-long videos. On TikTok, regular CPMs gotta be like less than a penny.
On themselves eating, thinking that they can make money while eating. And then the only way they get attention by doing this is by eating bigger and bigger meals, which just puts more strain on the health and society. And then when people like Addy get more money, it's pretty obvious what to spend it on.
Facebook pays hella good then, that's what I make. Meta pays more. On Facebook in general, they just jam ads, and the ads are more valuable because the audience is older, and older people buy more products. The older your audience, the more money you make for ads.
What I ate
16-year-old's a lot less likely to buy a product than a 35-year-old.
today as a fatty.
Good morning, fatties. I got a core power and Heavenly Hunks cake batter flavor. So that's my breakfast. We got in and out.
Yo, but who's literally hype as fuck? Like, yo, the In-N-Out video just released. Oh my god, I can't wait to watch 3 minutes of just straight silence and... Oh my god, you guys. Oh my god, you guys. This triple-decker burger. Oh, it's so good. Like, why would you want to watch that? Bro, the noises make me frustrated. Like slurping. Ew. That's some shit. Yo, this is the motherfucker that's ordering. Yo, when we did that Doug challenge and a motherfucker ordered Frank's fries at Taco Bell, that looks gross. That looks fucking disgusting. No, actually, if you ever have the money and you want to do some dumbass challenge with your friends, do the Doug Doug challenge. Go, yo, I'll have what the person in front of me ordered. And I guarantee you 8 out of 10 times they're going to order the most gross ass meal. Bro, what happened to a motherfucker ordering just a regular burger? What is that? What is that? What is that pink slop on top of those fries? Those are wet. You're dumb as fuck. That looks so good. Yo, that's the problem with the United States, man. Genuinely. Genuinely. You think that looks good. Dude, those fries look bland as hell. They're covered in cheese sauce and they're wet.
They always stick together anyway.
Your mother's so old that her breast milk is powdered. You breastfeed like this.
We got a hot cocoa beignet and a peppermint candy beignet. Let's taste them. Here's one. Don't like it already. Okay. Okay, hot cocoa. That one's pretty good. Trying a normal beignet, but they've been sitting for like an hour or two, so they're not that good. Okay, well that was it for my very short and sweet what I eat in a day.
Notice how none of the food she ate this day is home cooked. And that is something that she does all the time.
Bro, I don't think it needs to be home cooked, bro. That shit just looks... Bro, that is actually just fucking slop.
Because she can afford to eat out all the time.
That looks so bad. Yo, I'm getting mad at the chatter that said that looked good. I'm sorry. Yo, those look like the worst fries ever. They're fucking pale. They look frozen. They look cold. They're sticking together. Dude, are you insane? Those look so bad.
The sad thing about a lot of these accounts is that people actually support them. And it isn't just other obese people who want this unhealthy lifestyle normalized, but it's actually people that get turned on by it. I found one account during the research of this video by a guy who said he was taking his fitness journey seriously while literally bragging and holding his belly, showing off how fat he'd gotten. And the comments in the video are all love hearts and calling him perfect, while he's literally killing himself by eating massive amounts of food. And although this guy's videos are clearly fetish content, the video that Addy and the others make also feed people's frankly disgusting fetishes, although maybe not directly, but it's still...
It also is like a snowballing effect of people compare their health to those around them a lot of the time. And if everybody around you is absurdly unhealthy and you're also witnessing these people be really, really unhealthy online, it actually makes you feel better about your own health. In like a weird Schadenfreude, you know, pleasure from other people's pain. You're witnessing this person like eat themselves to death. And you're like, oh, you know, maybe I'm not that unhealthy.
Just as bad. It's blatantly obvious too, because when they post a video that doesn't go viral, the only people that are commenting are from men, just posting heart eye emojis about her. And I mean, a feederism fetish has got to be one of the worst that I can possibly imagine. I just can't imagine finding somebody eating their body weight in food attractive at all.
What I ate today as a fatty. For breakfast, we got cookies.
I don't know. I think like the fat phobia of seeing somebody post this and then making fun of their weight isn't what should be said, right? I think a problem with the social media trends today is like when you see this type of stuff, it's like, okay, well, obviously you shouldn't be like, you go girl, you know, eat the 5,000 calories. You at the same time shouldn't make fun of them, right? Because it's like, that's fucking weird, right? But it's like, hey, like, you should probably stop eating like this. You know, like, that this is going to kill you at some point.
So good.
Pizza. The edges are...
Like, in the same sense, bro, like, if I smoke, bro, y'all don't make fun of me, but you're like, that's bad, right? It's bad, right? Smoking causes cancer, right? If I smoke weed, that's bad for me, right? I'll say that. But it's like, there's a difference between, like, being fat phobic and then being like, hey... this is unhealthy.
Crispy, but you know, it's a little limp. We're just gonna like fold it up.
Like, Addy there is just eating donuts and fried chicken for breakfast with what I'm assuming is a full sugar drink. Probably over 1,000 calories in the meal. And people find that attractive? I'm picking on Addy here because she's one of the most popular in the niche. But she doesn't actually have as insane meals as some other people who post their what I eat in a days, like Heather Ryan does on TikTok. Does anyone believe that she only had one piece of chocolate?
Every shoe, every color. Yeah, when you're famous, it can be kind of fun.
What's in that, dude?
Shoe, every color. Yeah, when you're famous, it can be kind of
Oh.
fun. It's really you, but no one ever discovers. In some ways, you're just like all your friends. But on stage, you're a star. You get the best.
Now this is weird because it looks like she just had cheese balls with sweet potato fries and then a big sundae to finish it off. Like there's actually no real meal in there. But this isn't the end of the world, as long as she doesn't have too much food afterwards.
Both worlds. Chill it out, take it slow.
Bro, it's like, I don't know. Like, this isn't, are these mozzie sticks? What is that? Like, the potatoes and the peas aren't that unhealthy.
Chill it out, take it
Like, I mean, they're seasoned, maybe covered in butter, but, like, that's not bad.
slow. Then you rock out.
Never mind. And if anyone was wondering, she actually had 18
These were egg rolls. They looked a little thin to be egg rolls.
potatoes on that plate. Heather seems to think that her massive weight is a bit of a joke as well, and actually seems proud about the fact that she eats this much food.
I want my ladies to show
I think, dude, and that's what I'm saying. I think there's a difference between being proud of your body and then being, like, being aware of the health thing, right? Like, I don't think anybody that's overweight should feel ashamed in their body, right? As long as you're healthy, that's all that matters. But it's like, don't sit there and then eat 5,000 calories on camera and be like, I'm doing fine. Like, no, that's bad.
off their jawline.
You shouldn't be proud of being unhealthy. Well, there's a difference between people that are just overweight and then unhealthy, right? Like, being like 30 pounds overweight doesn't mean that you have heart problems. But then it's like, okay, now you're eating 6,000 calories a day. That's going to kill you.
If you laugh, you go into hell.
She will probably be over 350 pounds at this point and shows no signs of caring about losing weight. So, as sad as it is to say, I wouldn't be surprised if she suffers a medical emergency.
But it's just hard, man. Like, when if you have like a friend that's, I mean, whether it be you, I'm not making fun of you, chat, genuinely. Like, if you're overweight, I've seen no problem with it. But it's like, from the perspective of a friend, like, you probably know somebody in your life that's overweight. It's hard to bring that up to them because it's like, they're going to perceive it as being judged, you know, when you're perceiving it as like caring. It's like, I don't want to say it's easier. It's never easy to bring up like a friend's addiction, but it's like, I honestly think it'd be easier to be like, hey man, you should stop doing cocaine versus like, hey man, you're kind of fat. Cause like, imagine from that person's perspective, like if you're like somebody that does a bunch of cocaine and your friend comes to you and they're like, you should stop doing coke. You'd probably go, you're right, man. Versus your friend coming up to you and being like, hey man, I'm kind of concerned, you know, you're getting pretty heavy. And, like, that's getting to a point where, like, you might have a heart attack at a young age. You might get diabetes. Like, your friend there's no nice way to bring that up. You know what I mean? Like, how do you nicely bring up to your friend that, like, you think they're going to die young because they eat too much? You can't. Like, so you just sit there and it's like, you know, like, you love the friend, but it's like, what do you say? So you want them to lie? No, you just don't bring it up. That's the problem. So then everybody sits there and you watch that happen, right? Whether it be you or your other friends, your friends are like, I'm letting you know if that's you. Your friends know, and they've talked about it, right? I'm being dead ass. If that's you, right, your friends want to bring it up to you, but they don't. Not because they don't care. It's just like, how do you, in a non-rude way, tell your friend you think they're getting to an unhealthy level of weight? You can't.
In the near future. Honestly, I haven't got
That's so sad. It's a problem in the US, man. Like, you just can't bring it up.
much else to say about these fat TikToks. I just find them disgusting, and I seriously hope that TikTok and Instagram stops these creators from being able to monetize themselves eating massive amounts of food and normalizing obesity.
Because they know, you know, it's not like they're oblivious to it. It's like, so it's like you're just bringing something up that's like, it's just going to come off as rude. Like, if you have a friend that gains 50 pounds in 2 years in just fat, like not muscle, like you're going to witness that and you're going to be like, oh, wow. Like like in your head, you're going to go, you know, you should probably lose weight. But like, you're not going to say that to them because that's fucked, right? It's like, even if you're coming from a caring perspective.
I will say it is
Gotta be real with them. I mean, yeah, but it's just like, I get it being tough.
just Instagram and TikTok that allow this now. YouTube actually demonetized my video about the craziest meals of my 600-pound life because they want to steer people away from
Telling your friend that's addicted to cocaine is the same thing No, see, here's the problem. You tell your friend that they're addicted to cocaine and they need to stop. They could just stop. But if you tell your friend that you think they're overweight, then they're going to feel they're going to feel like insecure eating around you. You know what I mean? Like anytime they ever eat unhealthy around you, they're going to feel insecure, right? They're going to feel like you're judging them, right? Even if you're not, right? That's the problem. It's like if you tell your friend you should stop doing cocaine, he's going to be like, yeah, I should probably stop doing cocaine. And you could judge him when he does coke. You could be like, you shouldn't do that, right? And now imagine you tell your friend, hey, man, like I'm getting concerned about like your weight. Like I think you should lose weight. Then you and him go out to eat fucking 3 months from then, and he orders like cheesecake for dessert. In the back of his head, he's going to be like, this guy's judging me.
Making this type of content. It just means
quitting cocaine isn't that easy. I know, dumbass. I'm saying it's easier to fucking judge somebody for doing coke than it is for fucking eating a cheesecake, okay? I'm saying, like, do you understand the point that I'm trying to make? I'm saying your friend's not going to feel insecure when it like, your friend already knows coke's terrible, right? If you're doing cocaine, you know that's fucking horrible for you. But if you're eating a cheesecake, you could reasonably be like, all right, that's not bad for me. Even if you're, like, on a diet, right? People that are losing weight still eat bad here and there, right? You're giving yourself a cheat meal, right? But they're constantly going to feel like bad about eating around you.
I need to be a bit more careful.
It's like this fucking, it's like an unseen, like it's such a complex problem that on surface levels, like, just tell them they need to lose weight. It's not that easy.
What I say in videos. Now, this was a bit of a different style of video for me, and if you want me to look at more What I Eat Today TikToks, let me know and send me some on Instagram at BigCraigYT. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss a video. And if you like this...
Oh my god, man. That was like a really upsetting video, dude. Feeder content, nobody makes noises like that when they eat. Oh yeah, no, if you're moaning, I'm not a food addict, I'm an alcohol addict. Imagine if I made What I Drink in a Day videos that were me slamming shots at Everclear. That's what I'm saying. It's normalized. It's normalized. If you're like, what I drink in a day, and then it's like you're just fucking on your 15th beer on a fucking Wednesday, you'd be like, yo, you're an alcoholic. Like, that would be like, you're like, dude, you're killing yourself. Like, this is bad. Right? But with food, it's like it's such an obscure problem because you need to eat. And everyone eats like shit, right? It's just the level and consistency of shit people eat that skews the numbers. And then it's like, okay, well, what do you say? Why Otto Warmbier didn't survive North Korea. For the people that don't know Otto Warmbier, he is the guy that took the poster off a hotel wall in North Korea. They set him back in a vegetative state, and he died.
This is Otto Warmbier. He's a 21-year-old American college student.
My crime is very severe and pre-planned.
No, it was not severe. And I also don't know really if it was pre-planned. I think North Korea's government that killed this guy and effectively tortured him is full of psychopath narcissists that don't understand that somebody taking a poster off your wall really isn't that big a deal. You probably could have charged him for it. I think any other hotel would maybe get him for, like, vandalism, and it would be like a petty crime, petty theft, but not to the point where he has to be on a big news station and he's fleeing for his life.
Travel agency. The destination was Pyongyang, the capital of North Korea.
On the early morning of January 1st, 2016, I committed my crime aimed at harming the work ethic and the motivation of the Korean people.
Are we serious? Are we serious? Yo, they wrote that out for him to say. There's no way. I aimed at harming the North Korean people's work ethic. He took a poster off a wall, bruh. You're acting like he took a on Kim Jong-un's statue.
After a night of partying, he allegedly took a poster from the hallway of his hotel. Shortly after, he was detained for perpetrating a hostile act against the Democratic People's Republic of Korea.
I understand the severity of my crime.
Now he's here, trying to save his life, at the mercy of a totalitarian dictatorship.
I have been very impressed by the Korean government's humanitarian treatment of severe criminals like myself. And
are we dead ass? Dude, when he got off the plane, that motherfucker got wheeled out. They put him in like a coma borderline. Are we serious? I respect how nice they've been treating me. When he got back, he died.
They're very fair and square legal procedures in the DPR Korea.
A communist regime that nurtures a deep hate for America.
The United States administration already knows about my act through the CIA. And
Yo, I actually always used to say that I would go to North Korea if they let Americans go there. I'm now changing my mind because I know they would kill my ass. I have talked so much shit about Kim Jong-un and North Korea in general, like so much shit. I couldn't pull up and be like, hello, I love your country. There's no prisoner camps here. You're not killing your people. You're a great leader. Your people aren't malnourished. No. You invented the hamburger. Oh, wow. Oh, your father invented the hamburger. Sorry. Wow. Really? Yeah, you just came up with the idea.
Connived at my crime.
Soon, the case of this college kid will escalate the already tense relationship between two nuclear powers.
North Korea best not make any more threats to the...
And I also, bro, I gotta say, it's not, there's no feeling bad for Kim Jong-un, but like, Kim Jong-un is definitively a product of the environment he grew up in. Like, Kim Jong-un would be a regular guy if he had not grown up with his father being a psycho dictator that spoiled him and like ensured that he would be the leader of his nation. Like, his son, Kim Jong-un wasn't even supposed to be the leader of North Korea. His older brother was supposed to. But his father called him a pussy and said that he couldn't lead because Kim Jong-un was better and like capable of doing that shit because his older brother was too into music and was too womanly or something. Like, Kim Jong-un was literally manipulated from the second he was a child to be the leader of North Korea.
United States, they will be met with fire and fury.
Otto Warmbier, at this point, has no idea what he is about to face.
An American is being held captive in North Korea. He was sentenced to 21 years of hard labor.
Those prisons are rough places. If something very bad happened to them.
Americans' fateful trip to North Korea.
Complete failure to recognize fundamental human rights.
And I mean, dude, you're not even thinking like, not only is he in North Korean prison, he's in just foreign prison, which is already terrifying. Like, imagine you're a guy that only speaks English and you get imprisoned in China. You're in jail or prison, and no one speaks the same language as you. Like, maybe in China they would. In North Korea, no one speaks English because they hate English. They hate Western ideologies. So you're literally just like getting screamed at. You don't know what's going on.
Rights.
The dreams of a young man.
You're fucked.
Destroyed by dubious charges from a ruthless regime.
This very press conference might be his last chance to save his life.
I don't want to say, yeah, and I know that, like, they have him. Oh, my God. I feel like this is just one of those scenarios where it's like, and I'm not going to see, I know Trump was president when this was happening. And I think what he's doing right now, and he's like, we need to forcefully take over Greenland. Fucking crazy, right? Like, Denmark literally says we could use their military bases, and like, why is he saying that for his own personal gain? It's fucking weird, right? But like, this is one of those scenarios where I do wonder what would have happened if he was like, if Otto Warmbier comes back harmed, I will bomb North Korea. Like, if he just like flat out said that. Like, obviously he never would over this kid because he's not like, I don't want to say it, but it's like, the U.S. does hold value over important figures in foreign policy, especially with obtaining like either prisoners of war or, you know, people that are held captive in other countries. Like, if he was not just a random college student, it would be different.
Son in my family. My mother needs me. My father needs me. My younger brother and my younger sister need me. I entirely beg you, people and government of the DPR Korea.
I think he is emotional, but what sucks is he has to put like this begging plea when like he's not in the wrong. Like he did a slap on the wrist thing and they kill him for it. He did something so minute. The counterpoint people are going to say is like, well, he was in North Korea, you should have known. But it's like, okay, bro.
For your forgiveness. Please. I have made the worst mistake of my life.
Otto Warmbier won't survive, and his case will bring
What'd he do? Took a poster off a wall.
the US and North Korea to the brink of war. But the version of events many people remember might not be true.
What? Can't start out the video
Much
like
of
that,
our
Fern.
research is based on this extensive GQ article. Find the link in the description. New Year's Eve, 2015. This is Kim Il-sung Square in Pyongyang.
It's not 2015 in North Korea. It's not 2015. New Year's Eve, different year in North Korea.
Thousands of North Koreans have gathered to watch the fireworks and greet the new year. Among them is a group of tourists. These are people from Europe, Australia, and the US. They're here with a travel agency, and they booked a 5-day, 4-night New Year's party tour for $1,200. Otto Warmbier is one of them.
I mean, that's crazy, dude, how much the country's changed since then that you were able to book a New Year tour in North Korea.
New Year's party tour for $1,200. Otto Warmbier is one of them. Now, after the fireworks, they return to their hotel, a 47-story tower located on a small island in the Taedong River. It boasts 5 restaurants, a bar, a sauna, a massage parlor, even a bowling alley. One of the restaurants revolves. Because of its location, people call it the Alcatraz of fun. During the tour, they'll drink at a fancy bar and eat at fine restaurants. And, on top, they get the full propaganda tour. They've already visited the 70-foot bronze statues of Kim Il-sung and Kim Jong-il, the country's first 2 dictators. They're regarded as near holy figures. State propaganda has it that when Kim Jong-il was born at the site of a holy mountain, a double rainbow and a glowing new star appeared in the sky. Today, his birthday, the Day of the Shining Star, is a public holiday. Citizens spontaneously salute the massive statue.
Yeah, and they have his dead body in a fucking box. Or some shit. It's either him or his son. They have his dead body in a box that they, like, fucking visit. Or some shit. It's fucking weird.
Homage.
Yeah, he's in an eternal
Propaganda
slumber.
is everywhere. Billboards show images of missiles striking the US Capitol. Other posters sport slogans like, "Let's arm ourselves strongly with Kim Jong-il's patriotism." Disrespecting the communist dynasty can get you in big trouble. According to GQ, the Database Center for North Korean Human Rights confirmed a case of a factory janitor being prosecuted for bumping such a picture off the wall so that it fell and broke. Otto and the other tour members need to be careful. One wrong move, and they could face harsh punishment. Otto was raised in a suburb outside Cincinnati, Ohio, the oldest of 3 siblings. In high school, he was popular, athletic, and smart. At both prom and homecoming, he was crowned king. Speaking at his high school graduation, he quoted Andy Bernard from The Office.
I wish there was a way to know that you're in the good old days before you've actually left them.
Now, he's majoring in finance. Halfway through his junior year, he decides to do a winter break adventure to North Korea. It makes sense. He'll be studying abroad in Hong Kong in the spring. In 2015, the State Department's travel advisory for North Korea is clear. It recommends against Americans traveling there at all. On the other hand, the website of Young Pioneer Tours, Otto Warmbier's travel agency, said that traveling to North Korea was, quote, extremely safe. The tour operator specializes in taking...
Yo, that's literally cap. Like, if you, even in 2015, if you landed in North Korea and you just went, fuck Kim Jong-un, arrested.
you to destinations your mother would rather you stay away from.
Kim Jong-un is both fat and stupid. Arrested. Dead.
Parents had their concerns. But, as Cindy Warmbier later said, why would you say no to a kid like this? Early in the tour, the group is visiting this ship, the USS Pueblo. The North Korean military captured it.
I'm not suicidal.
In 1968. The North Koreans claimed it had entered their territorial waters.
I gotta rewind.
Captured it in 1968. The North Koreans claimed it had entered their territorial waters. Now it's a tourist attraction. When the North Korean tour guide explains that the ship was seized from the United States, he doesn't say the
Yeah, and they always go, oh, with North Korea's might. With North Korea's might, we took hold of the ship. The very weak Americans died trying to fight us, and now we use it as a showcase that we're much stronger. Yo, we could flatten your country. Like, I mean, it's just it's garbage just being spit out of their mouth. Like, it is literally just like fucking king. Yo, nobody dick rides harder than the people of North Korea for Kim Jong-un. And it's not even because they want to. They have to, or they die.
United States. He says, the imperial enemy.
This is not political, chat, bro. I'm not putting a political warning.
In 1950 and 1953, the U.S. dropped an estimated 635,000 tons of bombs on the country, plus some 32,000 tons of napalm. Major cities were obliterated. 75% of Pyongyang was destroyed. During the war, as many as 1 million civilians perished.
Wow.
In 1953, a ceasefire ended combat in the Korean War, but a peace agreement was never signed. Technically, the North is still at war with the South, and with its ally, the US. Most Americans are unaware of this war, so much so that the Korean War is often referred to as the Forgotten War. Not so in North Korea. The North Korean tour guide explains what
some random history that I'm probably going to poorly explain to you is that the U.S. originally didn't even want to get involved in, like, Asian war, like, involvements. But during, or right before the Korean War, something happened with Taiwan, and the U.S. wasn't going to get involved. And because it was outside of, like, the line of protection or something that they had geographically drawn. And then there was something that roped in the U.S. to Korea, and then that, like, fucked everything for, like, the involvement of China and Taiwan, and then also, like, Russia, and how they backed the North Korean, it was like the Iron Curtain involvement, where they were trying to get South Korea to be taken over. And so it became this whole thing that the U.S. ended up getting in. I'm explaining this terribly. Yeah, it was like, originally there was no plan for the U.S. to even enter the Korean War. Like, we were just going to be like, we're out of it. It's not our problem. You know, and then they just roped us in.
82 American sailors that were captured along with the ship. They were beaten, starved, and only released after 11 months. Otto Warmbier is not visiting just any country.
Also, correct me if I'm wrong on that. I probably got info wrong there, and I explained it bad.
He's in enemy territory. Danny Grattan, his roommate during the tour, will later recount that Otto seemed a little bit shocked. To lighten the mood, he and the other tour members give Otto a nickname, Imperial Enemy. The rest of the tour goes smoothly. Sightseeing during the day, restaurants and bars at night. They even engage with the local kids by having a friendly snowball fight. One of the reasons people
You just throw an ice ball and kill one of them, and then that's a big deal too. That'd be fucking scary, bro.
travel is to understand the world a little better.
Like, I feel like if I was in North Korea, I wouldn't want to do anything there. Like, I would just sit in a room and wait until it was time to leave.
Brilliant does that for learning. It helps you engage with ideas in a hands-on way, so you can unlock
It's an ad.
to everything on the platform. Back to January 1st, after the fireworks. When the tour group returns to the Yanggokdo Hotel, they split up. Some go to the bar. Danny Grattan heads to the bowling alley. They lose track of Otto.
I'd be hitting that bowling alley up too, bro. Oh my God. Second, they say, we got a bowling alley in the hotel. Yo, I'm on the lanes nonstop.
When Danny gets to his room, around 4:30 a.m., Otto is in bed, sound asleep. Then, a day and a half later, the group is ready to get on the plane. It's time to go home. As the last members of the group, Danny's and Otto's passports are checked. The officers take an unusually long time to scan their documents. Then Otto feels a sudden tap on his shoulder. There are 2 North Korean soldiers behind him. They lead him away. Danny doesn't think much of it and jokes, "Well, that's the last we'll ever see of you."
Oh my God, and that actually was the last time they saw him. I wonder if he would be able, like, was there anything he could have told them that would have them let him go? Because, like, they know he took the poster. So is there anything he could have said that would have been like, even if he was like, I love this country so much, I wasn't trying to commit a crime, I just wanted to have this poster as a memento because I'm too poor to ever come back here, and this is just something that I really wanted to, like, know. Even then, it just doesn't matter. You stole it.
Months later, Otto is standing trial in North Korea's Supreme Court. He's accused of...
I was going to start a North Korean worship cult in the United States, and this was going to be something that I wanted to spread North Korean ideologies to the United States. Like, even if you were saying some shit like that.
Violating Article 60 of the DPRK Criminal Code, state subversion. The central piece of evidence is this CCTV footage. It's time-stamped. The early hours of New Year's Day, 2016. It shows a staff-only area in the Yanggakdo Hotel. A shadowy figure removes a poster from the wall and appears to set it on the ground.
Oh, he was in a staff-only room? Do you think they would have noticed if he had taken something from the hotel? That's what I know this is in the hotel, but I'm saying his room. Like, that's more what I would have tried to do. Like, if I was going to take something, like something from the room.
The poster looked like this, a propaganda poster, and it contained the Supreme Leader's name. Let's arm ourselves strongly with Kim Jong-il's patriotism. To remove it from the wall is a serious crime, a bid to impair the unity of North Korea's people. And that shadowy figure? According to the prosecutors, that is Otto Warmbier. The trial only lasts an hour. The Young Pioneers' North Korean tour guide testifies against Otto. A second witness takes the stand, an employee who says they noticed the poster had been taken from the wall. Otto's belongings are presented as evidence, and fingerprints are shown on a flat-screen TV. But most of the supposed evidence came from Otto's confession 2 weeks earlier. Here, he goes into the details.
Oh my God, don't tell me he actually didn't take the poster and they just framed a random guy.
On January 1st, 2016, New Year's Day, I committed severe crimes against both the people and the government of the DPR Korea. The task was given by the Friendship United Methodist Church. At the encouragement of the Z Society and the connivance of the United States administration.
He's saying that the U.S. government and the Methodist Church implored him to take the poster. Did he take it or did he just put it down? Like, I don't understand.
I came to commit this crime task.
The full story goes like this. His friend's mother, a deaconess at the Friendship Methodist Church in his hometown of Cincinnati, Ohio, instructed him to deal a blow to North Korea by stealing an important political slogan to be hung in her church as a trophy. As a reward, he'd receive a used car worth $10,000. Were he to be detained, the church would pay his family $200,000.
The aim of this crime was...
Oh, wow. So this was literally just all set up by North Korea, and they just framed a guy to, like, say that he was conspiring against the state?
To harm the work ethic and motivation of the Korean people.
He told his mother about his plans.
She cried and said not to do anything dangerous. I considered less not wanting to hurt my mother. But since then, I received several alluring pressures from the Friendship United Methodist Church, leading me to finally decide on my crime attempt.
He then shared his plans with a member of the Z Society, a secret society at the University of Virginia that Otto wanted to join. He'd heard all of its members go on to get high-paying jobs.
He promised if I was successful, he would help me gain membership in the Z Society.
Finally, he decided to do it.
After I planned in detail to accomplish my plan.
Yo, and like, do the North Korean people in this room believe this guy? Or do they also all know that this is a load of horse shit crafted up by some fucking dumbass on their end trying to say that, yeah, Otto Warmbier got paid by a random church pastor to fucking steal a poster. And that if he stole the poster, he would receive great financial gains and a used $10,000 car, as well as high-position job options when he returns. To steal a $5 fucking poster that is probably made of dog shit fucking material as well.
On the early morning of January 1st, 2016, I committed my crime of taking out the important political slogan from the staff-only area of the Angakdo International Hotel, aimed at harming the work ethic and the motivation of the Korean people.
And he explains,
what, the fucking one janitor and the maid at the hotel, dude? They probably have no guests at that fucking hotel anyway. I mean,
the plot goes all the way to the top.
The United States administration already knows about my act through the CIA, which is closely linked to the Z Society, and connived at my...
Yo, the Z Society actually sounds like some shit that's made up from like a Disney film. Like, genuinely.
crime.
The church, too, is linked to the government.
The Friendship United Methodist Church is not a typical church. It is very wealthy, with $42 million. That is why the United States administration...
Yeah, the fucking $42 million. I mean, that number might be accurate across all of the Methodist churches combined. His local Cincinnati church does not have $42 million.
Has very close ties with this church.
He was manipulated, plain and simple.
I was clearly given the task by the Friendship United Methodist Church. I was encouraged by the Z Society. My crime is very severe and pre-planned. I regret my actions more than anything. I beg for forgiveness, and I beg for help in any way possible to save my life.
완비호의 발언이 끝났습니다. 들으신 바와 같이 미 행정부는 우리 공화국을 반대하는 정말 더러운 행위를 감행하고 있습니다.
Experts agree that Otto Warmbier's confession seemed quite obviously coerced and staged.
Yeah. What? I mean, yo, how, dude, even the average North Korean person watching this, there's no way that they don't know what Methodists are. Like, I think they're just going, oh, the religion in the United States. Yeah, they always say religion's bad here. Ooh, they're conniving against us.
Yeah, has a history of coercing confessions, and the U.S. accused North Korea of broadcasting this one for propaganda purposes. A member of the Z Society said Otto had never approached them and denied any affiliation with the...
What is the Z Society? That's an actual thing? What the fuck? A secret society that was founded in Virginia in 1892? Remain anonymous because the belief that service, when provided anonymously, provides a unique philanthropic opportunity.
CIA. And the senior pastor at Friendship United Methodist Church said he didn't know of the deaconess mentioned by Otto. But this is later, after it's too late. Now, standing before the Supreme Court, all Otto can do is beg.
I was used and manipulated. Please, stay with me. Please save my life.
But his pleas fall on deaf ears. He's handcuffed and led from the room. He's been sentenced to 15 years of hard labor. 2 days later, on March 18, the Korean Central News Agency released the CCTV footage to the public. Western news outlets treat
Bro, that's not him. Oh my God. I feel like the story I was fed was from North Korea. What the fuck?
the footage with suspicion. That figure could be anyone.
That shit's in 140p.
One story notes that the corridor is well lit, something that, in a country where electricity is scarce, is far from the norm for staff-only spaces. Some of his tour mates give interviews. One of them, Sarah McLaughlin, says there was an issue with the time shown in the video.
Your group had been out at a New Year's Eve party in the hours before that. Were you even back at the hotel then?
No, the time didn't match up at all.
According to her,
What the fuck? So from the start, North Korea planned on pinning this on someone, and they picked Otto because he didn't go out with the rest of them. Like, if Otto had gone bowling or something, they would have just picked somebody else.
the young pioneers didn't return to the hotel until around 3 a.m., more than an hour after the footage was allegedly captured.
Oh my God.
Another tour mate says in an interview with the BBC that Otto was careful to observe the rules. They'd been told not to take pictures of military staff or installations, and he'd been nervous when taking a photo with military personnel in the background.
Men for mig giver det simpelthen ikke mening, at den samme fyr, som stod og var så nervøs over at få taget det her ene billede, som måske var lidt på kant med det, vi havde fået at vide, vi måtte, så skulle kunne drikke sig så fuld og forvandle sig til et helt andet menneske nærmest, og så bare jorde op og prøve at stjæle et banner.
His roommate, Danny Grattan, also doubts that it was Otto.
We never mentioned anything remotely like that. We'd already bought some souvenirs. In my heart of hearts, the guy I knew for 3 or 4 days was not that type of guy.
Everything about the whole story was fabricated, in my opinion.
But why?
Otto's parents, Fred and Cindy, turned to the Obama administration for help, but the war
Oh, was Trump not president at this time?
Warmbiers later said they were advised to keep quiet. According to GQ, Robert King, the special envoy for North Korean human rights issues, warned that drawing media attention to the ordeal might anger the regime.
Oh my God, and then they would just kill him. I don't even think that's bad, the government, because my point was like, if Trump was president, I feel like he'd be like, I'm just going to kill you guys, give him back. But then they would just kill him. King warned Warmbiers to expect a marathon, not a sprint. He recommended the family be quiet to avoid antagonizing the unpredictable regime.
Media attention to the ordeal
Yeah, because they could just do anything.
might anger the regime. What makes it even more complicated is that the United States has never had a formal diplomatic relationship with North Korea. There is no U.S. embassy in Pyongyang.
Yeah, so how are they even going to communicate?
The Swedish ambassador serves as the liaison for Americans, but the Swedes' calls and emails are met with silence. The days turn to weeks, turn to months. Efforts at back-channel diplomacy are stymied. The issue is passed from one administration to the next. No one knows where Otto is, what he's doing, or how he's being treated. Then, in early June 2017, some 17 months after his detention, the news finally arrives. Otto is unconscious. An extraction team of doctors and diplomats is put together. And finally,
Let me start by saying that I'm glad Secretary of State Rex Tillerson and I, along with a very talented team, were able to get Otto Warmbier.
Next video. Fern video. Camp 14, the most horrible place in North Korea. We've done a lot of North Korea reacts, but they're all very interesting because it's so, like, crowded. There's so much mystery around North Korea and what they do, how they function, what they do to their people, how bad the lives are. I've never heard about Camp 14, so this is going to be interesting.
Class is about to start for these 40 school kids. Like every week, the teacher starts searching everyone's pockets. This time, he finds something on a little girl. 5 kernels of grain. The teacher snaps.
5 kernels of grain? They're searching their pockets before school starts. 5 kernels of grain is bad? Like rice?
And commands the
grain like wheat.
Girl to come up front. She has to kneel down on the hard concrete floor. With a wooden stick, he strikes her on the head. Again.
On the head?
And again. And again. And again. Her classmates watch in silence. The beating goes on until the little girl collapses. Afterwards, her classmates carry her home. The same night, she dies.
What? For having 5 kernels of grain in her pocket, they fucking beat her to death? Why is that a violation?
The little girl and the other 39 children are all inmates in one of North Korea's deadliest prison camps, Camp 14.
Oh my God, no, we did hear about this in the Johnny... We didn't hear any specifics about it, but we heard about the camp in the Johnny Harris video, where you could see the camp and the outlines of it. And this is where they send, like... Dude, it's like an entire city. There's, like, thousands of people that live there.
Comparisons have been drawn to the Nazi death camps, to the Soviet Gulag. You know, they're accurate, and in their own way, they're different.
A lawless detention facility hidden in the mountains of Kaeshan, a place where people are imprisoned for the crimes of their parents. Once you end up here, you will most likely die here.
This is truly a space.
Crimes of their parents, but what's so weird that I don't understand about the camp is, like, yeah, in North Korea, if somebody tries to escape or they commit a crime, part of your family lineage is imprisoned in a camp. But if they have kids in that camp, are those kids also imprisoned? Like, is their family lineage perpetually there for the rest of eternity, or can they ever get out?
That is outside humanity, let me say that.
Prisoners are forced to work under inhumane conditions. The smallest mistake can cost them their lives. Escape is almost impossible. Only a handful make it out, risking everything on deadly routes.
Make it out, but then they probably have to go all the way out of North... If you make it out, you can't stay in North Korea. You would have to flee the country entirely, and I feel like Camp 14 isn't bordering, like, China.
In North Korea, there are several of these death camps, and the regime has kept them a secret for decades. But through the relentless work of human rights organizations, satellite imagery, and reports from survivors, we can have a glimpse at these facilities. Why are people being sent to Camp 14? What does daily life look like inside its walls?
I just don't understand why North Korea and Kim Jong-un, and, you know, whether or not he's a figurehead and his sister runs the country or it's a culmination of things, neither here nor there. Why purposefully crush your nation like that? Like, I understand he keeps his power. I think that's what it is. If he keeps his nation in, like, an impoverished state where the majority of people are either imprisoned, starving, or dirt poor, he can be rich. But, like, if he actually tried to even still keep it a dictatorship, not be a genocidal dictator, and actually run his country in a normal fashion, wouldn't that benefit his own people and therefore him as well? I think it's like he would rather be, it's better to be feared than loved, is what he's saying, right? I think that's kind of the mindset. Who said that? Another dictator said that. Machiavelli. But it's like, why? That's the route he's going down because it keeps him in power, but it's like, dude, your nation and you, I feel like he would be more rich. Even if he was less powerful, he would have access to more shit.
What horrors do the inmates face?
It gives himself more importance. I think it really boils down to also just like straight up narcissism, because he needs to be the center of his entire nation. And if his people are prosperous, then that he's not the guy they bend to.
And how do people actually get out? This is the story of the most horrific prison camp in North Korea.
It's some Hitler shit. Well, it's the same sense of Hitler shit in, like, he's basically being genocidal to his people. But Hitler was obsessed with world domination. Kim Jong-un's not obsessed with world domination. Kim Jong-un cyclically develops nuclear powers and fucking scares other countries till they defuse the situation. He steps back a little bit and he gets aid, right? And he kind of just does that over and over again to farm wealth for himself and his higher-ups, but still keep his people even like well below the poverty line, like dying poverty line.
This story is based on Escape from Camp 14 by Blaine Harden. One former prisoner of Camp 14 later changed parts of his story. Every time you see this symbol, it marks those revisions. If you want to know more about the exact changes and the reasons behind them, we recommend reading this article. Since North Korea did...
I would just be so worried, even as a North Korea defector. Like, if you left North Korea and you wrote about it, don't you think that Kim Jong-un, at least in part, his insanity, he hires some people to try and track these people down? Like, even if now in modern day you live in, like, Switzerland, or you live in Germany, or even the United States, I could easily foresee, like, Kim Jong-un trying to hire people to come kill you. Like... because he doesn't want you to talk shit about him. Like, that's how tight-knit this is he, like, they hate satellite. I wouldn't be surprised if they have shit underground now, or that's what he's planning to do, because then that keeps shit under wraps. Because he could say all the time, no, we don't have death camps, but, like, you could see them on Google Earth. But now if he puts it underground, you can't tell.
Denies the existence of these camps, independent verification is not possible. Shin Dong-hyuk is just a young boy when he witnesses the little girl being punished for having food in her pocket. Shin has no doubt she deserved it. After all, she stole food. And at Camp 14, stealing means...
Stole food, bro. 5 fucking grains of wheat? What is that, 2 calories? Or is that just supposed to be indicative that, like, she stole more?
He doesn't question it. He knows nothing else. The camp rules are...
It is brainwashed. It is. He's grown up in a camp where, in his mind, it makes logical sense that she should die. Because that's all he's known. It's like, I don't want to tune it to, like, being told Santa's real, but it's like, when you're a kid, you tell anybody anything, they're going to believe it. And if you grow up in a genocidal camp, and they teach you, hey, like, stealing is so wrong that you should die for it, he's probably not even going, wow, that's terrible. He's going, yeah, you know.
Reality.
He's real, though? Yeah.
Shin was...
Oh, you mean Santa? No.
Was born in Camp 14, but his parents didn't fall in love. They were assigned to each other by prison guards. Intimacy...
I'm sorry, bro. And I feel like there's an argument to be made where, you know... Hey, Joe, you might have younger viewers that still believe in that. Bro, you like still believe in that shit? We're talking about genocidal dictators in North Korea, and in the back of your head, you're like, oh, I hope Santa's going to get me presents this year. I'm sorry, man. Like, you just shouldn't be watching me if you believe in that shit. Like, I'm not going to do this facade anymore of like, oh, you know, fucking, bro, come on. Like...
between men and women is strictly forbidden. If a woman becomes pregnant without...
We're watching a video about a fucking genocidal camp, and people are like, but Santa's real, right?
Permission. Intimacy between men and women is strictly forbidden. If a woman becomes pregnant without permission, both she and the baby are shot.
What? Wait.
Is strictly forbidden. They were assigned to each other by prison guards. Intimacy between men and women is strictly forbidden. If a woman becomes pregnant without permission, both she and the baby are shot.
Without permission? How does she get permit? What do you mean? She has to ask?
In Camp 14, there is only one way to have a child. Promotion. Those who work hard, and more importantly, snitch on others, may be granted a reward marriage. This is how Shin Dong-hyuk and his older brother Shin Hee-gyun come into the world. But they don't grow up as a real family.
I do want to question the moral... I think it's a survival in that sense, from the parents' perspective. But in that scenario, wouldn't you say, like, why are you having a kid? Maybe in hopes that they get out of it, or like going back to a regular, because they're saying promotion, so I'm assuming maybe you live a better life in the camp and you're able to go to school rather than just do like slave labor over and over again. But it's like now this kid's basically being born into slavery.
Their mother never talks about the past.
And they probably don't even have the option. It's like you're allowed to have a kid, but I feel like it's also just like, no, you're going to have a kid. Hey, you've been good. We're going to reward you. I don't want it. No, you need to take it. Like, that's probably what it is.
Their mother never talks about the past. Shin has no clue why his parents were imprisoned, and it probably wouldn't matter anyway.
Oh, but he does know that they're in a prison camp.
It's all about suspicion. You know, you don't have to be an anti-regime character. But if you're suspected of being anti-regime, of being a wrongdoer, a wrong thinker, of having engaged in wrong associations, they will send you to the camp.
This is Greg Scarlatoiu. He's president and CEO of HRNK, the Washington-based Committee on Human Rights in North Korea. For years, Greg and his team have been investigating human rights abuses at these camps. Like many others, Shin will most likely stay in Camp 14 for the rest of his life, even though he never committed a crime. This is the house Shin and his mother live in. Along with his mother's promotion came slightly better housing.
Okay, so that's answering my question. Because I kept saying, why would she have a kid if it's helping her? She gets a better house, better room, maybe she doesn't have to share. Like, they're able to live not a normal life by any means, but, like, they get their own space.
They share it with 3 other families and
never mind.
Sleep on the floor.
Holy fuck, they don't even get a bed? So they just sleep in a bare bones house, no furniture, nothing. So it's just a roof, no AC, no heat. It's just to keep them out of, like, the rain.
They share it with 3 other families and sleep on the floor.
Oh my God.
There is a single light bulb in the kitchen. Electricity works for just 2 hours a day. There's no running water, no furniture, no shower, and barely enough food to survive.
Bro, like, I always... See, this is, like, such a weird... Because, like, that's evil. That's evil, right? And can we agree? I think there's a difference between bad and evil people. This is, like, another level of... You're not even human anymore. In the most I don't even care if that sounds fucked up. Like, if you're willingly putting hundreds of thousands of people to do this, you're not a human, right? Like, you have no moral groundings. It's not like you fuck up and you're just not seeing the right way and you're ignorant, right? Because a lot of bad people are bad out of ignorance. This is bad not out of ignorance, out of the willingness to go, I'm going to fuck over and murder hundreds of thousands of my own people for the sole purpose of keeping me in power and keeping my narcissistic ways the way they are, right? Kim Jong-un gets to eat whatever the fuck he wants. He gets to smoke expensive cigarettes and have nice whiskey, and his people are dying in camps in the middle of the fucking woods.
The building is part of a model village.
Like, how do you do that? I don't, like, I understand he wants to keep himself in power. It's like, you could still be the leader of North Korea and not do this to your people, man.
One of many. Camp 14 is estimated to
And then they open, and then it's just so weird. Like how they opened tourism for like a week, and then all these vloggers came, and they were like, yeah, this is fake as shit. It's clearly guided. And then they immediately close it, right? It's because, like, they're trying to get tourism maybe for money, but I feel like it's propaganda. Like, in a weird way, it's like, we need to convince. And is that not telling that what they're doing is wrong? Like, that's how he knows. Because he's going, we're putting people in camps. We don't want them to know that we keep our people in camps. So we're going to do guided North Korea tours to make it seem like our country's amazing so people don't attack us more. Like, what the fuck?
Over around 150.
Israel's just as evil? Well, what's going on in Israel is also fucking insane with Netanyahu and the bombing of fucking Palestinians and shit, and they fucking bomb, hospitals and stuff. And people always get mad in return and be like, well, Hamas is under the hospital. You know nothing about that, Joe. Oh, my fucking God. So, it's okay to bomb innocent civilians then. Yeah, it's a tough situation if that's true. Okay, but that doesn't mean you just fucking go right for the hospital. Well, the U.S. did it in the fucking war in the Middle East. That doesn't make it okay. 153,000 kilometers squared. Can you guys visualize that? If you hit me with that number, I have no idea how big that is.
Square kilometers.
Like, how big is that? How big is 153 square kilometers? Like, what's 5 square kilometers? Like, what's like a block? What's like a New York block?
Almost 3 times the size of Manhattan.
Okay.
It is secured by...
There we go. So it's huge.
A 60-kilometer fence, patrol paths, barracks, guard posts, and checkpoints. The whole area stretches from river valleys to mountain peaks. The wilderness and the Taedong River
Do they have an estimated amount of how many people are in this camp?
act as a natural barrier, an immense obstacle course separating the facility from the outside world. Little villages are scattered across the vast area, containing housing and working units.
These are sprawling facilities. They're very large facilities. So at some of these facilities, you see farming, agriculture going on. You see some of these facilities that are adjacent to coal mines or other types of mineral exploitation.
And it also has a school.
I'm thinking that these, do you think these camps fund like a large portion of like North Korea's money? Like, I wonder if there was like a pie graph or a pie chart, what percentage funds what? Because they don't really have a lot of opportunity for trade. Most countries don't fuck with North Korea for very obvious reasons. And they don't trade with them. And so all of their wealth has to come from in-house. And so I feel like to keep their country propped up, like the camp kind of runs that. Because they don't pay any of these workers. They just do basically slave labor.
City. And it also has a school. This is where Shin goes every day. His teacher wears a guard's uniform, carries a weapon.
They export a lot of minerals and coal. Yeah, but I mean, that's not like hyper valuable. Like that's not gonna like their nation. Even the best parts of North Korea are like very bad. Like they don't have nice stuff.
And teaches obedience above all else. Camp rules are brutal. There are 10 of them. Even the smallest violation can lead to execution. Shin memorizes them all. Rule 1.
Wait, what?
Execution. Shin memorizes them all.
I think it's more insane to me too. Like even on the levels of like them having these concentration camps, like killing an adult for fucking up a rule versus like a born in camp child beating them to death in front of their fellow students because they stole 5 grains of fucking wheat.
Rule 1. Any witness to an attempted escape who fails to report it will be shot immediately.
Wow.
Rule 3. Anyone who steals or conceals any foodstuffs will be shot immediately. Rule 5. Anyone who holds or hides a fugitive's possessions, conspires with him, or fails to report him will be shot immediately. The guards enforce the rules without mercy.
내가 총을 꾸려서 뭐 쏘거나 해도
I didn't feel the slightest bit guilty, even though I killed so often there.
두기지 않았어. 일반적으로 우리는 그때 쏘도 나라를 지키.
We thought it was the right thing to do to protect our country. So are these people just brainwashed? Yeah, I didn't feel bad. I was killing 5-year-olds. They stole rice. They stole food. That's bad for the country. Yeah, because that one kid stealing 5 grains of fucking wheat's gonna topple down North Korea from the bottom up.
지키기 위해서 내가 한 일이기 때문에. 그 수용소에는.
It really does bring up that hard question of like, are the soldiers responsible for things that the nation tells them to do? And I mean, that's ongoing today. It was in World. Next video, Fern video. Camp 14, the most horrible place in North Korea. We've done a lot of North Korea reacts, but they're all very interesting because it's so like crowded. There's so much mystery around North Korea and what they do, how they function, what they do to their people, how bad the lives are. I've never heard about Camp 14, so this is going to be interesting.
Class is about to start for these 40 school kids. Like every week, the teacher starts searching everyone's pockets. This time, he finds something on a little girl. 5 kernels of grain. The teacher snaps.
5 kernels of grain? They're searching their pockets before school starts. 5 kernels of grain is bad? Like rice?
And commands the
grain like wheat.
Girl to come up front. She has to kneel down on the hard concrete floor. With a wooden stick, he strikes her on the head. Again.
On the head?
And again. And again. And again. Her classmates watch in silence. The beating goes on until the little girl collapses. Afterwards, her classmates carry her home. The same night, she dies.
What? For having 5 kernels of grain in her pocket, they fucking beat her to death? Why is that a violation?
The little girl and the other 39 children are all inmates in one of North Korea's deadliest prison camps, Camp 14.
Oh my God, no, we did hear about this in the Johnny... We didn't hear any specifics about it, but we heard about the camp in the Johnny Harris video, where you could see the camp and the outlines of it. And this is where they send, like... Dude, it's like an entire city. There's, like, thousands of people that live there.
Comparisons have been drawn to the Nazi death camps, to the Soviet Gulag. You know, they're accurate, and in their own way, they're different.
A lawless detention facility hidden in the mountains of Kaeshan, a place where people are imprisoned for the crimes of their parents. Once you end up here, you will most likely die here.
This is truly a space.
Crimes of their parents, but what's so weird that I don't understand about the camp is, like, yeah, in North Korea, if somebody tries to escape or they commit a crime, part of your family lineage is imprisoned in a camp. But if they have kids in that camp, are those kids also imprisoned? Like, is their family lineage perpetually there for the rest of eternity, or can they ever get out?
That is outside humanity, let me say that.
Prisoners are forced to work under inhumane conditions. The smallest mistake can cost them their lives. Escape is almost impossible. Only a handful make it out, risking everything on deadly routes.
Make it out, but then they probably have to go all the way out of North... If you make it out, you can't stay in North Korea. You would have to flee the country entirely, and I feel like Camp 14 isn't bordering, like, China.
In North Korea, there are several of these death camps, and the regime has kept them a secret for decades. But through the relentless work of human rights organizations, satellite imagery, and reports from survivors, we can have a glimpse at these facilities. Why are people being sent to Camp 14? What does daily life look like inside its walls?
I just don't understand why North Korea and Kim Jong-un, and, you know, whether or not he's a figurehead and his sister runs the country or it's a culmination of things, neither here nor there. Why purposefully crush your nation like that? Like, I understand he keeps his power. I think that's what it is. If he keeps his nation in, like, an impoverished state where the majority of people are either imprisoned, starving, or dirt poor, he can be rich. But, like, if he actually tried to even still keep it a dictatorship, not be a genocidal dictator, and actually run his country in a normal fashion, wouldn't that benefit his own people and therefore him as well? I think it's like he would rather be, it's better to be feared than loved, is what he's saying, right? I think that's kind of the mindset. Who said that? Another dictator said that. Machiavelli. But it's like, why? That's the route he's going down because it keeps him in power, but it's like, dude, your nation and you, I feel like he would be more rich. Even if he was less powerful, he would have access to more shit.
What horrors do the inmates face?
It gives himself more importance. I think it really boils down to also just like straight up narcissism, because he needs to be the center of his entire nation. And if his people are prosperous, then that he's not the guy they bend to.
And how do people actually get out? This is the story of the most horrific prison camp in North Korea.
It's some Hitler shit. Well, it's the same sense of Hitler shit in, like, he's basically being genocidal to his people. But Hitler was obsessed with world domination. Kim Jong-un's not obsessed with world domination. Kim Jong-un cyclically develops nuclear powers and fucking scares other countries till they defuse the situation. He steps back a little bit and he gets aid, right? And he kind of just does that over and over again to farm wealth for himself and his higher-ups, but still keep his people even like well below the poverty line, like dying poverty line.
This story is based on Escape from Camp 14 by Blaine Harden. One former prisoner of Camp 14 later changed parts of his story. Every time you see this symbol, it marks those revisions. If you want to know more about the exact changes and the reasons behind them, we recommend reading this article. Since North Korea did
I would just be so worried, even as a North Korea defector. Like, if you left North Korea and you wrote about it, don't you think that Kim Jong-un, at least in part, his insanity, he hires some people to try and track these people down? Like, even if now in modern day you live in, like, Switzerland, or you live in Germany, or even the United States, I could easily foresee, like, Kim Jong-un trying to hire people to come kill you. Like, because he doesn't want you to talk shit about him. Like, that's how tight-knit this is he, like, they hate satellite. I wouldn't be surprised if they have shit underground now, or that's what he's planning to do, because then that keeps shit under wraps. Because he could say all the time, no, we don't have death camps, but, like, you could see them on Google Earth. But now if he puts it underground, you can't tell.
Denies the existence of these camps, independent verification is not possible. Shin Dong-hyuk is just a young boy when he witnesses the little girl being punished for having food in her pocket. Shin has no doubt she deserved it. After all, she stole food. And at Camp 14, stealing means...
Stole food, bro. 5 fucking grains of wheat? What is that, 2 calories? Or is that just supposed to be indicative that, like, she stole more?
He doesn't question it. He knows nothing else. The camp rules are...
It is brainwashed. It is. He's grown up in a camp where, in his mind, it makes logical sense that she should die. Because that's all he's known. It's like, I don't want to tune it to, like, being told Santa's real, but it's like, when you're a kid, you tell anybody anything, they're going to believe it. And if you grow up in a genocidal camp, and they teach you, hey, like, stealing is so wrong that you should die for it, he's probably not even going, wow, that's terrible. He's going, oh, yeah, you know.
Reality.
He's real, though? Yeah.
Shin was...
Oh, you mean Santa? No.
Was born in Camp 14, but his parents didn't fall in love. They were assigned to each other by prison guards. Intimacy...
I'm sorry, bro. And I feel like there's an argument to be made where, you know... Hey, Joe, you might have younger viewers that still believe in that. Bro, you like still believe in that shit? We're talking about genocidal dictators in North Korea, and in the back of your head, you're like, oh, I hope Santa's going to get me presents this year. I'm sorry, man. Like, you just shouldn't be watching me if you believe in that shit. Like, I'm not going to do this facade anymore of like, oh, you know, fucking, bro, come on. Like...
between men and women is strictly forbidden. If a woman becomes pregnant without...
We're watching a video about a fucking genocidal camp, and people are like, but Santa's real, right?
Permission. Intimacy between men and women is strictly forbidden. If a woman becomes pregnant without permission, both she and the baby are shot.
What? Wait.
Is strictly forbidden. They were assigned to each other by prison guards. Intimacy between men and women is strictly forbidden. If a woman becomes pregnant without permission, both she and the baby are shot.
Without permission? How does she get permit? What do you mean? She has to ask?
In Camp 14, there is only one way to have a child. Promotion. Those who work hard, and more importantly, snitch on others, may be granted a reward marriage. This is how Shin Dong-hyuk and his older brother Shin Hee-gyun come into the world. But they don't grow up as a real family.
I do want to question the moral... I think it's a survival in that sense, from the parents' perspective. But in that scenario, wouldn't you say, like, why are you having a kid? Maybe in hopes that they get out of it, or like going back to a regular, because they're saying promotion, so I'm assuming maybe you live a better life in the camp and you're able to go to school rather than just do like slave labor over and over again. But it's like now this kid's basically being born into slavery.
Their mother never talks about the past.
And they probably don't even have the option. It's like you're allowed to have a kid, but I feel like it's also just like, no, you're going to have a kid. Hey, you've been good. We're going to reward you. I don't want it. No, you need to take it. Like, that's probably what it is.
Their mother never talks about the past. Shin has no clue why his parents were imprisoned, and it probably wouldn't matter anyway.
Oh, but he does know that they're in a prison camp.
It's all about suspicion. You know, you don't have to be an anti-regime character. But if you're suspected of being anti-regime, of being a wrongdoer, a wrong thinker, of having engaged in wrong associations, they will send you to the camp.
This is Greg Scarlatoiu. He's president and CEO of HRNK, the Washington-based Committee on Human Rights in North Korea. For years, Greg and his team have been investigating human rights abuses at these camps. Like many others, Shin will most likely stay in Camp 14 for the rest of his life, even though he never committed a crime. This is the house Shin and his mother live in. Along with his mother's promotion came slightly better housing.
Okay. So that's answering my question. Because I kept saying, why would she have a kid if it's not, it's helping her. She gets a better house, better room. Maybe she doesn't have to share. Like, they're able to live not a normal life by any means, but, like, they get their own space.
They share it with 3 other families and
Never mind.
sleep on the floor.
Holy fuck, they don't even get a bed? So they just sleep in a bare bones house, no furniture, nothing. So it's just a roof, no AC, no heat. It's just to keep them out of, like, the rain.
They share it with 3 other families and sleep on the floor.
Oh my God.
There is a single light bulb in the kitchen. Electricity works for just 2 hours a day. There's no running water, no furniture, no shower, and barely enough food to survive.
Bro, like, I always... See, this is, like, such a weird... Because, like, that's evil. That's evil, right? And can we agree? I think there's a difference between bad and evil people. This is, like, another level of... You're not even human anymore. In the most I don't even care if that sounds fucked up. Like, if you're willingly putting hundreds of thousands of people to do this, you're not a human, right? Like, you have no moral groundings. It's not like you fuck up and you're just not seeing the right way and you're ignorant, right? Because a lot of bad people are bad out of ignorance. This is bad not out of ignorance, out of the willingness to go, I'm going to fuck over and murder hundreds of thousands of my own people for the sole purpose of keeping me in power and keeping my narcissistic ways the way they are, right? Kim Jong-un gets to eat whatever the fuck he wants. He gets to smoke expensive cigarettes and have nice whiskey, and his people are dying in camps in the middle of the fucking woods.
The building is part of a model village.
Like, how do you do that? I don't, like, I understand he wants to keep himself in power. It's like, you could still be the leader of North Korea and not do this to your people, man.
One of many. Camp 14 is estimated to
And then they open, and then it's just so weird. Like how they opened tourism for like a week, and then all these vloggers came, and they were like, yeah, this is fake as shit. It's clearly guided. And then they immediately close it, right? It's because, like, they're trying to get tourism maybe for money, but I feel like it's propaganda. Like, in a weird way, it's like, we need to convince. And is that not telling that what they're doing is wrong? Like, that's how he knows. Because he's going, we're putting people in camps. We don't want them to know that we keep our people in camps. So we're going to do guided North Korea tours to make it seem like our country's amazing so people don't attack us more. Like, what the fuck?
Over around 150.
Israel's just as evil? Well, what's going on in Israel is also fucking insane with Netanyahu and the bombing of fucking Palestinians and shit, and they fucking bomb, hospitals and stuff. And people always get mad in return and be like, well, Hamas is under the hospital. You know nothing about that, Joe. Oh, my fucking God. So, it's okay to bomb innocent civilians then. Yeah, it's a tough situation if that's true. Okay, but that doesn't mean you just fucking go right for the hospital. Well, the U.S. did it in the fucking war in the Middle East. That doesn't make it okay. 153,000 kilometers squared. Can you guys visualize that? If you hit me with that number, I have no idea how big that is.
Square kilometers.
Like, how big is that? How big is 153 square kilometers? Like, what's 5 square kilometers? Like, what's like a block? What's like a New York block?
Almost 3 times the size of Manhattan.
Okay.
It is secured by...
There we go. So it's huge.
A 60-kilometer fence, patrol paths, barracks, guard posts, and checkpoints. The whole area stretches from river valleys to mountain peaks. The wilderness and the Taedong River
do they have an estimated amount of how many people are in this camp?
Act as a natural barrier, an immense obstacle course separating the facility from the outside world. Little villages are scattered across the vast area, containing housing and working units.
These are sprawling facilities. They're very large facilities. So at some of these facilities, you see farming, agriculture going on. You see some of these facilities that are adjacent to coal mines or other types of mineral exploitation.
And it also has a school.
I'm thinking that do you think these camps fund like a large portion of like North Korea's money? Like, I wonder if there was like a pie graph or a pie chart, what percentage funds what? Because they don't really have a lot of opportunity for trade. Most countries don't fuck with North Korea for very obvious reasons. And they don't trade with them. And so all of their wealth has to come from in-house. And so I feel like to keep their country propped up, like the camp kind of runs that. Because they don't pay any of these workers. They just do basically slave labor.
City. And it also has a school. This is where Shin goes every day. His teacher wears a guard's uniform, carries a weapon.
They export a lot of minerals and coal. Yeah, but I mean, that's not like hyper valuable. Like that's not gonna like their nation. Even the best parts of North Korea are like very bad. Like they don't have nice stuff.
And teaches obedience above all else. Camp rules are brutal. There are 10 of them. Even the smallest violation can lead to execution. Shin memorizes them all. Rule 1.
Wait, what?
Execution. Shin memorizes them all.
I think it's more insane to me too. Like even on the levels of like them having these concentration camps, like killing an adult for fucking up a rule versus like a born in camp child beating them to death in front of their fellow students because they stole 5 grains of fucking wheat.
Rule 1. Any witness to an attempted escape who fails to report it will be shot immediately.
Wow.
Rule 3. Anyone who steals or conceals any foodstuffs will be shot immediately. Rule 5. Anyone who holds or hides a fugitive's possessions, conspires with him, or fails to report him will be shot immediately. The guards enforce the rules without mercy.
내가 총을 꾸려서 뭐 쏘거나 해도 한나 뭐
I didn't feel the slightest bit guilty even though I killed so often there.
느끼지 않았어. 일반적으로 우리는 그때 쏘도 나라를 지키.
We thought it was the right thing to do to protect our country. So are these people just brainwashed? Yeah, I didn't feel bad. I was killing 5-year-olds. They stole rice. They stole food. That's bad for the country. Yeah, because that one kid stealing 5 grains of fucking wheat's gonna topple down North Korea from the bottom up.
지키기 위해서 내가 한 일이기 때문에. 그 수용소에는.
It really does bring up that hard question of like, are the soldiers responsible for things that the nation tells them to do? And I mean, that's ongoing today. It was in World War II with Germany. It was in Japan. It was in the US. It was everywhere where it's like, you're being commanded to do this. While you're not entirely responsible, it's like, you're still making the wherewithal decision to be like, yeah, I'm gonna like kill these kids.
돌아오게 되면
Underground! And it's not like a Bluetooth speaker. It's like they're speaking through a metal pipe.
Time for Tubby Bye-Bye. Time for Tubby Bye-Bye. They come from underground. The speakers with a human adult voice telling the
And what if the Teletubbies are actually just gods? And they have to please them to keep them alive?
Teletubbies what to do.
There's a lot of options still on the board here.
Come from the same place where an adult woman wearing a Teletubby uniform makes videos. In the future world of Teletubbies, humanity lives underground. But why? Well, once again, I think this all has to do with the sun.
With the sun, baby. Stop. Why are they making it creepy?
Imagine a world where everything is normal. You go to work, walk your dog, watch YouTube videos, but then, one day, suddenly, without any warning or explanation, the sun wakes up. You realize that the giant ball of gas in the sky that gave humanity life was actually a cosmic sentient being all along. But it's not some unknowable Lovecraftian Cthulhu entity. It's just a baby. Okay, that's just...
It's like worst case scenario. A literal infant is controlling sun flares. That's a worst case scenario. The sun becomes conscious and it's not like an all-knowing like god. It's just an infant.
Disturbing, but so what? Well, our sun is already extremely volatile, constantly exploding and erupting with unstable solar flares that can release dangerous radiation to—
Oh my god, so they have to move underground and the Teletubbies have to please the sun so the sun doesn't fucking shoot out sun flares and kill humanity?
Towards Earth. Scientists even believe that we could be hit with a solar superstorm one day that could be devastating to human infrastructure. Now, imagine if all of that power was given to an unpredictable, moody baby. A baby that we know is very interested in watching and reacting to the denizens of Earth. In fact, we could even see that when the baby sun gets a little too excited, the brightness of the sun suddenly increases.
In the Teletubby show, sun flare shoots out, just singes one of the fucking Teletubbies. Finally breaks character. The guy pulls off the mask. Just fucking running around.
So, when this baby first wakes up and opens its eyes and looks down at the people of Earth, what would it see? That baby would immediately throw a massive tantrum. So if humanity went underground after this baby showed up, then I think it's because this baby had some kind of catastrophic effect on the Earth, making the surface completely uninhabitable for humans. And if you don't believe me yet, remember those drawings of a smiling sun we kept seeing in the new videos? Well, there actually is just a single episode of the reboot that shows a drawing of a sun without a face. But what's interesting is that it also shows people and a car and maybe even a police officer below the sun. Unlike the drawings with the smiling sun that only ever show grass and flowers and no signs of humanity.
Wow.
Just like Teletubby Land. These drawings are telling us that when the smiling baby sun came out, humanity disappeared. Yes, I believe that Teletubbies is set in a post-apocalyptic world where humanity was forced underground because—
But then are the Teletubbies human and they're just wearing those things to please like the sun god?
The baby sun woke up. But then, what exactly are these weird creatures we see on the surface? Well, even if humanity could survive underground forever, the sentient baby sun is still up there. If they're ever gonna reclaim the surface world, or even just prevent an even bigger world-destroying tantrum, they need to address this problem. So, how do you appease an unpredictable, moody baby with unlimited power? You jingle keys in front of them. The humans created Teletubbies, 4 creatures that could withstand the dangers of the sun and—
Oh, so they're not human. Like, they're able to just be out. Oh, so is it, like, really fucking hot out there, but there's plants growing?
Sent them to the uninhabitable surface to keep the baby sun entertained and calm for as long as possible. Teletubbies literally is jingly keys for a baby. Every episode starts and ends with this baby. They are constantly cutting back to the sun's reaction every time the Teletubbies—
Oh, and when it's nighttime, they're fine. Like, that's why they say, oh, the Teletubbies can come in now. And because they're probably able to live outside at night.
do something. Because the sun is the intended audience for this show. It's why everything the Teletubbies do is so heavily controlled by unseen humans.
Poe showed Lala the tutor.
Show Lala! Show Lala!
This dumb baby show is actually a very high-stakes operation to protect what little remains of humanity. And if you still don't believe me, then let me ask you this. What are Teletubbies? They're weird, big baby things that seem to have technology integrated into—
Is he gonna say that, like, the tips of their heads are supposed to resemble parts of keys? Like, whatever these weird antennas they have that grow on their heads.
Their bodies. But let's ask the creators of this show, what was the initial idea behind Teletubbies?
We decided we'd go to the Smithsonian and we saw the actual spacesuits of men who not that long ago walked on the moon. You know, isn't it amazing? There's all this technology and you look at them and they just look like babies with nappies on toddling about.
And they were basically NASA spacemen. They were very easily surprised by things and fell over all the time, and when they were worried about things, they hugged each other.
They were based on astronauts, aka people sent by humanity in technological suits designed to withstand inhospitable environments. Once you compare moon landing footage...
Yeah, because when they jump around like grown-ass men that spent like their whole lives planning to go to the moon, when they get on the moon, they just run around like a baby. Because they're just, like, astonished by the low gravity and how weird the fucking planet is. Or not the planet, the moon.
To Teletubbies, you can never unsee it.
Well, but then they wouldn't be aliens created... But by that logic, they wouldn't be aliens that are made to appease the sun gods. The sun god, the fucking baby god. It would be... effectively, the Teletubbies would just be suits. Like this.
To withstand inhospitable environments. Once you compare moon landing footage to Teletubbies, you can never unsee it.
Over the hills and far away, Teletubbies come to play.
Tinky Winky, Tinky Winky, Dipsy, La La, La La, Po, Teletubbies, Teletubbies.
Oh my god.
Hello. And this is only the tip of the iceberg. Once you start viewing the show through this lens, everything that once seemed like weird, pointless nonsense suddenly takes on a whole new meaning. The Teletubbies live in a bunker-type structure beneath a hill, a shelter designed specifically to survive a...
Oh my god, it'll look like a nuclear fallout shelter. So this just goes fully underground in this little divot here that keeps them safe.
A hill, a shelter designed specifically to survive a harsh environment. The Teletubbies are surrounded by advanced technology that obviously these dumb baby creatures didn't make. The technology was made by humans to take care of and control their creations.
Yeah, but I just don't understand why they wouldn't... I don't understand why they wouldn't just put humans in suits. Like this, obviously this theory is just fucking outlandish to begin with. It's just a fan theory about how the Teletubbies just exist. But I feel like it makes more sense that the Teletubbies would just be humans in suits like spacemen.
The windmill obviously functions as some kind of signal tower to receive videos from the underground humans. But it also works as a form of renewable energy in this world without any functioning human infrastructure. Teletubby Land itself is covered in plants, the only form of life that would be able to adapt and thrive in harsh sunlight. The Teletubby...
You think plants would be able to adapt that heavily? I mean, maybe that's why everything looks weird as fuck, and everything's so far apart. There's no, like, dense forests. It's all just, like, random individual plants.
Shelter has been completely covered in grass, and we see flowers suddenly popping up all the time.
It was a
Oh, like full rapid growing plants because they're just like evolving to adapt to like high levels of UV.
really big flower.
Oh, it's probably hot out there.
Clearly,
too.
plants are thriving in this new sun baby world. Okay, but what about the rabbits? Why are they the only animal we see on the surface? It's not like rabbits are especially resilient to sunlight. Well, what are rabbits known for? Firstly, they are extremely fast breeders.
Yeah, they fuck like crazy. That's why after they let rabbits in Australia, didn't they multiply to the millions within like years?
Be the perfect species to send to the surface to quickly repopulate the Earth's ecosystem. In fact, they are such fast breeders that apparently the crew filming the show kept having to pause the shoot because the rabbits kept having sex in the background. And secondly, rabbits are also commonly used by humans for laboratory testing and genetic modification. So maybe, much like the Teletubbies, these rabbits were genetically modified by humans to survive.
Oh, to withstand the climate out there? But why? Why would they put the rabbits back on there? Just to like try and have some sort of ecosystem for when they come back up?
The surface world. This theory wraps up a lot of loose ends about the original show. But Once again, the 2022 Netflix Teletubbies reboot has some very interesting differences, and this is where things get a little more disturbing.
The others.
So the new Teletubbies reboot has 3 very interesting changes. First, as I've already explained, the human videos are now with Julia in a post-Teletubby world. They no longer just show old random videos of humanity. Suddenly, everything is now custom-made for the Teletubbies. Second, there are now Tiddly-Tubbies in the bunker.
What? Oh, these look weirdly animated, though. This just looks like Cocomelon. Where are their reproductive organs? I feel like it's in their TV. Like they remove a panel and like a plumbus pops out.
These horrifying CGI.
The Teletubbies had to have fucking, got it on to create mini Teletubbies.
Monstrosity.
You don't know. They're aliens. Maybe they just go, and then one pops out. Or they asexually reproduce. Like budding. Like they're like potatoes.
New baby Teletubbies that just exist now with no explanation. And finally, the strangest change of all. Every episode, the baby son has a completely new face.
Well, they're just trying to do that. They're just trying to do that to include more like child actors and also just make the show look more appealing versus having the same still frame image of one baby fucking giggling.
Why? What is this?
Gives it variety.
Mean? All of these changes are so sudden.
Also, they didn't do any filter. Now it's not even the sun. It's just like a child's head flying through the sky.
And random, and none of the
diversity as well? Well, yeah, but I'm saying they gotta do like a sun filter.
Doesn't really fit into my theory. You guys don't understand. I have watched hours and hours of this extremely boring baby show to try and make sense of this, and I almost gave up. But then, I finally found a single episode of Teletubbies that changed my entire view of this universe. Episode 56 of the
Twinkle Twinkle on Halloween
2015 revival called Twinkle Twinkle. In this single episode, for the first and only time in the over 500 episodes of Teletubby canon, it becomes
There's
night.
500
And we watch the Teletubbies
turn the fucking subtitles off.
Leave their bunker and look up at the night sky.
Oh, ugh.
Tinky Winky saw a star.
Ah, Tinky Winky star!
Oh, they talk?
Star was making music.
Twinkle,
Oh, they just say their own name. They just say their own name like they're Pokemon.
twinkle, little star.
Like Pikachu.
How I wonder what you are.
Tinky Winky discovers a star that is singing to him. And for me, this implies 3 things.
All stars are conscious.
First, there are other sentient stars out there. It's not just our sun. For all we know, all stars in this universe could actually be sentient. And second, the star has an adult voice. So this is likely what our baby sun will one day grow into. And finally, the most unsettling implication here is that other stars have begun to notice the Teletubbies. And suddenly, the 2022 reboot makes a lot more sense.
What, like all the stars are watching Earth?
Humanity's plan to use Teletubbies to entertain the cosmic horror baby sun worked. But it worked a little too well, because now they've started attracting other baby suns.
This is fucking stupid. This is fucking stupid. There's one sun. This would tear the fucking Earth apart with the gravity of what stars actually physically migrating over.
This is a whole new problem for humanity, and 4 Teletubbies is not enough to appease all of these sun babies, which is why they've suddenly begun to create more.
Oh, they're in training.
Suddenly, just watching old videos of humanity isn't enough. The humans below the Earth have to custom make higher quality videos with more children to keep the babies entertained. Humans are so desperate to meet the demands of all of these new sun babies that they are willing to—
Bro, just get a big flat screen, point it towards the sky, and play Skibbity Toilet on repeat. Fucking hell. There's your solution, humanity. What are we're creating fucking CGI, demon Teletubbies to fucking entertain the star, bro? Come on.
Do anything to appease them.
Just wait till you hear me say the words blast off, then run and touch a star.
Wait a second. Why would they be teaching children to touch the stars?
Then run and touch a star.
They're gonna try and take over the fucking stars themselves.
Wouldn't that be like the last thing they'd want to tell children to do? The whole reason they're down here is because of how dangerous stars are, right? Unless they're preparing these children to go to the surface? Wait, are these kids the Teletubbies? Is this where Teletubbies come from? They've been human children the whole time? No! So yeah, that is my theory. Teletubbies is actually a post-apocalypse where humans live underground and are turning children into Teletubbies and sending them to the surface to entertain giant sun baby gods.
Oh, like they're genetically modifying them post-birth? Like, they're not just putting them in a costume. They're, like, actually, like, changing their DNA so they turn into Teletubbies.
Is that good?
Wow. Well, that was interesting. That was a very weird video. Due to copyright, I had to remove a section to show the smiling drawings in the new Netflix reboot Humans. It basically helps support the idea that humans live in a world with a sentient smiling sun. All right. Well, that was a fun React segment, chat. Now it's time to hop into the fucking Halloween. What I eat in a day, TikToks are insane.
TikTok what I eat in a days have genuinely gotten out of control.
What you guys are today for a little snack for dinner? I wanted to have something sweet, so I got 2 boxes of the crumble cookies, you guys.
That is a fucking heart attack. Brooke literally just got me 4 of those cookies, and they taste good as hell, dude. I eat one of those, and I feel fucking disgusting after. Like, I'm happy to eat them, and I enjoy eating them, but, dude, one of those cookies is, what, like 600 calories more? And that's what? That's a box of 2 boxes of 8? 16 crumble cookies. I think if I ate 16 crumble cookies in one sitting, I would die. They're 1,000 calories. How much is a crumble cookie? Over 800. The semi-sweet chocolate one's like 700. Just so much saturated fat. It's just a heart attack. I don't actually think, I don't think anybody actually eats like this, though. Can I say that? I understand there's people that are overweight and there's people that are obese, but I genuinely don't believe that there's anybody that orders 8 crumble cookies and eats them casually. I feel like a lot of it's for content. Because there's like, I don't want to say it's like a fetish or anything, but like the amount of people that love watching like mukbangs and watch people get morbidly obese. Like there are people that enjoy watching YouTubers like delve down this rabbit hole of like pure unhealthy dog shit. And no, seriously, like there are millions of views. Like there's 20 different YouTubers that make mukbangs, and not like regular mukbangs, like mukbangs where they just eat shit and just hordes of shit. It's not anything they would regularly eat, but it's like the content they make and it's how they make money, so they do it. But then they just start fucking gaining weight rapidly. Nikocado Avocado? Yeah.
Honestly,
I mean, not anymore. He's like healthier now, but
nothing could have prepared me for these meals these morbidly obese people are eating. And honestly, I was just left disgusted by the absolute gluttony on show. And I want to start by looking at the diet of the up-and-coming creator known as James Bowler, who loves to show off his little snacks, as he calls them.
What do you guys today for breakfast for a little snack?
A whole box of Twinkies. Does he actually just eat all of them on camera, though? There's no way.
Have a whole box of Twinkies and some milk. Ooh. Let's get started. These are literally like my favorite snack. I can swallow them whole. Second one.
Bro, why do people want to watch this though? Is there no seriously? Because it's not ASMR, you know? That's why I was saying it has to be like some weird, like the moaning. I'm telling you, bro, it has to be like some fetish content. Like there's no way, because I get the appeal of ASMR, where like somebody eats something that makes like a weird crunchy noise. Bro, what's that? You know that ASMR where they be drinking like slurp juices? Like this. That's satisfying. That's satisfying to watch. I get that. But that's not like necessarily unhealthy. It's just like this guy drinks stuff that's like satisfying in these weird tubes and stuff, and it's like cool to watch. But there's like that, and then there's just like actually just watching somebody eat a box of fucking Twinkies. Like it's not...
And I mean, before we get into what he eats, it's pretty impressive that James doesn't actually fit into the frame of his camera. Like, he's literally so wide, we can't see how wide he is. But back to what he eats, in what world is this a light snack? 2 boxes of Twinkies with a glass of milk has around 3,800 calories, and James is just literally...
And just straight fat and sugar, man.
...inhaling them. And honestly, just making the most disgusting...
Dude, he's panning into it, though. There's no way he just makes that noise when he's eating it. You know what I mean? Like, nobody's moaning. This is just fat shaming. He's being rude, yeah. The point that he's trying to make of this being bad is not fat shaming. When he was like, he's so wide he doesn't fit in a frame, that's fat shaming. But, no, that is fat. Making fun of somebody because they're fat is fat shaming. Pointing out the fact that they're eating unhealthy and they're going to fucking die because they're eating unhealthy is not fat shaming. I've always said that. Right? There's a difference between being like, hey, this is terribly unhealthy, and then, hey, making fun of somebody because they're fat.
Noise as well doing so.
Yes, I got 2 because every time I finish these, those me quitan antojos, so I got 2 boxes. Remember, balance is key. We're gonna be having a meal like this. Balance is key. Like, so we have some water. I wasn't gonna do Diet Coke, but I was like, I was feeling a little spontaneous today, so
it's rage bait content. I really do believe it's rage bait content. I don't think he actually thinks this. There's no way he thinks a bottle of water is balancing out the crumble cookies that he's eating. You know, like it's to annoy people to bait engagement, which gains views and money. Like that's what it is.
Have some water.
Make sure you have some water.
And this is
right, that one looks pretty fucking good. No, that one looks pretty fucking good. Yeah, the moaning is really upsetting, right?
And this is a genuine question. Like, is this just some sort of fetish content? I just don't...
That's what I'm saying! What's with the moaning? What's with the moaning? Why we're eating a box of crumble cookies? It's like there's not a second of like silence.
I don't understand who this content is aimed at, and honestly, it's just sad to watch. I actually originally thought it was all rage bait, and there was no way that...
Oh no, I think it is. I think it's a mixture. I think it's like 80% rage bait and then 20% fetish content. Like that's because there's no, this isn't ASMR, right? There's no mic. He's recording on his phone. It's not like he's like eating it next to the camera or something.
Would actually eat this stuff day in and day out. But then you look at the size of him, and he clearly is. And he uploads one of these videos pretty much every single day.
Well, I think that's probably the cause, right? Like you could eat healthy outside of this and you would still gain weight. Like if you're eating 3 caramel cookies on camera, that alone's 1,800 calories. That's like a day's worth of calories.
Today for a little snack.
Like even just that. Like, dude, outside of this, he could just be eating straight salads and he'd still gain weight.
Snack for dinner. I wanted to have something sweet, so I got 2 boxes of the crumble cookies, you guys. I'm so excited. Let's get to... This is the first box, you guys. Oh, look at that. Oh my god, I'm so excited. You know? The first one we have is the s'more brownies cookie. Look at that, you guys. Oh my god. Oh, that looks so good.
If you were curious about the calorie content of these crumble cookies, it's around 8,600 calories. And there's actually a guy that follows James and comments on pretty much every post he makes with a macro breakdown of what he eats. So this crumble...
Macro guy here, I just fell to my knees at all these. I have a family. I need James to start sticking to a diet. 432 grams of fat. Bro, that just clogs your arteries. 627 grams of sugar.
Cookie feast had over
Yeah, it's speedrunning a heart attack.
627 grams of sugar and 432 grams of fat, and like I said, over 8,600 calories. And this is just beyond sickening, and it's actually a joke that Instagram allowed James to keep his platform and get paid for it. James is without a doubt eating himself to death, and the comments on his video.
Yeah, I mean, it's not on the same severity, but like, obesity is a food addiction. Like, that's what it is. Like, and it's one of the hardest I don't want to try and compare addictions, but the problem, and I've said this before, I'll say it again. The problem with food addictions is if you're addicted to crack, you stop doing crack, right? And it's really hard to get off of crack, but you stop doing crack. If you're addicted to food and you use food as a coping mechanism, you can't just stop eating. You need to eat to survive. So it's like, the limiting of that is really, really hard. Yeah, like stress eating as well. It's like, it's a mixture of stress eating and then just poor diet.
Know this as well.
Like, poor diet and eating bad doesn't equate to morbid obesity. It's like a level of like binge eating.
Unfortunately, this dude is literally eating himself to death. He's no doubt a diabetic and on his way to a massive heart attack. With so many people out there struggling to beat cancer and all kinds of ailments, this guy is killing himself in the name of food. Incredibly very sad. The worst part about James is that brands and restaurants have actually started inviting him to their places, presumably offering him free food for a good review. Now I have to say, why would any restaurant want him to review their food? It seems like James would eat
publicity,
absolutely anything, and give it a 10 out of 10.
Mood, you guys, we're right here at Juice Time in Southern California, and we're here at Traveler Suites. Mood?
These are the first two, I think these are smoothies. This one was one of my faves. It tasted like cotton candy. This is a Dubai chocolate cup strawberry. 10.
Yeah, that shit looks fucking disgusting. Yo, that shit looks fucking disgusting. Oh my god. The Fruit Loops on the fucking... Yo, this actually just looks like straight sugar slop. This is like somebody just trying to be like, yo, this tastes really good. It's just packed with sugar. It's just, there's no part of this that's appealing.
I think these are smoothies. This one was one of my faves. It tasted like cotton candy. This is a Dubai chocolate cup strawberry. 10 out of 10, you guys. Everything is homemade. These are the mini pancakes. We have the Biscoff mini pancakes. 10 out of 10. They're Dubai chocolates. So big, you guys. 10 out of 10, you guys.
I suppose actually he is a good reviewer because none of the food will go to waste. But I just can't see how anyone...
All right, now, like, I understand the point in, like, documenting the what I eat in a day TikToks, but, like, now we're just, like, tossing in jabs. Like, that's rude.
I would look at James and want to eat what he eats. In fact, I would be staying well away from anything that he eats. James also isn't the only one who's making a big impact on Instagram. And actually, there's thousands of fat people sharing their What I Eat in a Day videos.
Everything I eat today as a fat girl.
This is Brandy Lee Snacks, who is unsurprisingly followed by...
Bro, who are the two fucking streamers that are gaining traction now? It's like, I understand it's like people laugh at it because it's funny, but it's like, dude, it's concerning. Like, that, yeah, Jay Bullen. And he acts like he's passing out. Yeah, Tismala and Jay Bullen. And they'll eat it and they'll go, oh! And they'll fall asleep or something. But it's like not, like it's a bit, but it's like, dude, like they're getting paid. And so it promotes that. But it's like, you know, I get why they do it. Like, I don't think they're in the wrong, but it just sucks.
James Buller.
Because it's like, now there's no motivation. Like, it's like, hey, now we're getting money to eat like shit.
On Instagram. And she loves to share what she eats in a day. And actually starts every single day with a donut dipped in milk. Just to make sure that she has the worst possible breakfast every morning.
Kayla for the 1,000 buddies. I don't eat the best that I could stand to lose some weight. I just finished Kate watching. This makes me want to start a diet tomorrow. I mean, if you want to diet, you want to diet. I have no problem with I don't make fun of people for their weight and how they look. I always say, as long as you're healthy, that's what matters. You know, outside of that, if your blood test comes back and your blood pressure's fine, who gives a fuck? You know, like that's what matters, right? If your cholesterol levels are fine, if your blood level's fine, whatever, you know, like somebody being like slightly overweight, there's nothing wrong with that, right? But like morbid obesity is different. Where if it's like you're like 5'8" and 400 pounds, like that's like putting stress on your heart. Like you're gonna die when you're 35, right? Like that's the difference. I would assume you're still fine. Like I still eat cake. I still eat, you know, the fucking, what are those gancitos? Those are fucking good as hell. I eat those too much. But like, dude, like you can, I would say the biggest thing is like having a week's worth of calories. Like you have to fit that, like having, you know, 3 days of eating really healthy and then having a day where you have a bowl of ice cream or cake or something, that's fine. It's just like you need a match. Like there has to be a level of consistency. And then you have days where you could take like, hey, I'm going to eat a bunch of cookies or brownie or whatever it is, you know. Gancito mentioned, those are good as fuck, man.
Iced chocolate milk. Like, look at that.
Looks like a dry ass. Like, look at that. Looks like a dry ass fucking baked good. Oh my god.
Like,
that does not.
look at that.
Well, it's a good thing she got sugar-free syrup, because I was just thinking she was eating a lot of food, but that should balance it out.
And why are we dipping everything in milk?
Oh my god. These cookies are amazing.
I don't know. I think it shouldn't. How do you fix this, right? Because it's like, if they're making these videos that are a minute long and they're getting paid for them, you know, they're making fucking $100 a video. Like, why would they not want to do it? But you can't demonetize that because they're not really breaking TOS. Like, they're just eating food.
That jeans is nicely done.
The shits are insane. Oh my god, the diarrhea, bro.
Oh my god.
Straight diarrhea. Going into that bathroom. Liquid shits. Liquid shits later, bro.
She says she's starving.
It's on this level of self-harm. Yeah, but you can't. No, you can't. No, because if somebody... You can't, no, you couldn't put that in TOS because it would be discriminatory. Because then if I on stream ate 10 Twinkies, people would be like, damn, that's bad. Like Jinxie. Jinxie lost the Roblox 1v1 with me. He drank a 2 liter of Sprite. That's like 300 grams of sugar. That's self-harm. It's not TOS, but it's like, if you see somebody that's morbidly obese doing it, then it's now considered that. Like, you know what I mean?
Despite eating about 2 days worth of calories, and honestly...
Roblox? Oh, no, Rocket League. Sorry.
It isn't surprising.
It's because I was playing Roblox with State.
And for one, when you're that big, you're going to need more food to feel full because her stomach will be physically larger. And 2, she had...
I don't think it's the stomach. I don't think it's stomach physically being larger. It's you're not consuming an amount of food that's going to make you feel full. You're eating high caloric density, low dietary fiber foods. Your shits are going to be rock hard. You're always going to feel like you need more.
So many calories from sugar.
You're going to digest it so fast.
And carbs that her blood sugar will be spiking and then crashing, which is leading her to be more hungry.
Your stomach gets bigger. Yeah, when you eat amounts of food, it's volume.
Than if she ate whole meals and a high protein diet. The comments in this video weren't happy with her either. That's like 2 days of food. Stop making all this normal. There's
more than 2 days of food. It's like 5. It's like 6,000 calories.
Nothing normal. All this sugar is poison. Health is the most important thing we have. This is literally self-harm. Someone even commented defending her, saying that she isn't normalizing this much food, but the trouble is that she's doing exactly that. By posting these videos, there will be other people saying this who eat like her, and when they see other people doing it online, it...
Thought I was done eating for the night. You make me hungrier. Were those hard-boiled eggs topped with CC? Or deviled eggs?
People doing it online, it normalizes it to them and makes them feel like they don't.
You know the type of food videos that I like? Brooke put me on. It's this teacher that eats the most disgusting shit every day for fucking lunch, bro. She'll make like onion cups and like this pizza with like mayo on it. Oh my god, it's disgusting. But it's like interesting to watch because it's not unhealthy food. It's just stuff that's like, I don't want. Why? Courtney? Yeah, everybody just knew. Oh my god, it's so gross. It's like, It'll be like soup dumplings, and then just with like onion cups. I'm like, yo, that room has to stink. Like the students in that room when she breaks out her lunch Tupperware bin probably be like, what's her name? Yeah, I know her name's Courtney, but I need to like look up.
Life did not.
Oh, here it is. Courtney Cook. I need to find one that's like gross because she does make good food, but like some of them it's just like, oof. It's like, oof.
Happy Monday. Okay, I have a big old sweet potato. Holy crap. Yeah.
This is just
some
lunch.
Green onions, some butter. Oh, Buddha K. What is that? I'm gonna pick them up. Oh.
Just eating a potato. Just eating I only ate bricks for 7 days.
Hi, Cody. Hypothetically, if I took like my daily meal and then like put it all into a blender and then blended it up into a brick and then ate that brick for a week straight, would I survive?
So diet maxing, we're food efficiency maxing now. We're just going to blend everything we eat in a day and then only eat that. I mean, nutritionally, that would be perfectly fine, right? Who did that? Don't we know somebody that did that? I feel like there's a streamer that I know that tried to like diet max and ate like food blocks for like a week. And that's just gross to fucking, dude, because what meal could you blend up into a brick with like water and it not be gross? I think you could do a brick of like protein powder and like fruits, and you could make something like a meatloafy brick that would be okay. But any regular meal, you're not blending up and that being good. Hamburger, well now you're just saying already ground beef. Protein powder, fuck you, I stuttered.
And probably
I'm gonna die at 23. What would be the best one meal to blend? Like a chicken Caesar salad, maybe? No. I feel like a full meal of, if you blended like eggs, a meat, fruit and vegetables, and water, you would be fine. But you would, I don't think any combination of those things would be at all appetizing.
Eating is way too complicated. Imagine a world where everyone just ate one thing. No more thinking of meal prep, no more doing dishes or cooking. Now imagine bricks. Imagine if everyone just ate bricks instead of food. I'm imagining it right now. It feels so good. I'm getting so bricked up. For the next 7 days, I'm gonna be eating only bricks of food. But what do I put inside of that brick exactly? Well, how about I ask my...
That is fucking... I'm going to ask ChatGPT. Hello, ChatGPT. I am diet maxing, and I would like to get all of my needed nutrition in a day in one brick of food, but I also don't want it to taste like poop. Any Rex? ? Love the ambition. That's some next level biohacker / efficiency core energy right there. Crying emoji. If you're trying to get all your nutrition in one brick of food, basically a complete meal compression into a bar, you have a few good paths depending on your goals. Here's a breakdown. You could do the Huel Complete Nutrition Bar, good macros. Dude, they're just recommending fucking Soylent. Jimmy Joy Plenty Bar, Soylent squared in meal squares. Bro, if you want to make it yourself, here's a great formula. You need 150 grams of oats, 80 to 100 grams of whey isolate, 50 grams of peanut butter and flaxseed, multivitamin powder, honey, cocoa powder, vanilla, and cinnamon. That actually doesn't sound that bad. I don't think that's going to give you all of your nutrition in a day, though. Like, after a week, you would start having, like, fucking deficiencies in vitamins.
My best friend roommate who's studying to be a doctor.
There's something called like the perfect plate.
Are you FaceTiming someone right now?
Yeah.
Is this like...
Can I blend 4 cheeseburgers down? That's not even funny. I'm imagining the kid that typed that. All I eat is fucking cheeseburgers. Am I able to just like blend that into I think that would be pretty good.
Science, or is this like
This is like science. This is Canadian government website.
Damn. That plate has got me bricked up.
Bro. Like the vacuum going in the back.
Following this conversation, I genuinely did about like 3 days worth of research to come up with the following recipe. For carbs, we have 9 cups of oats, 14 sweet potatoes, and 4 cups of whole wheat flour. For protein, we have 2 kilograms of tofu, 28 eggs. Yes, this genuinely took me
28 eggs and 2 kilograms of fucking tofu.
3 days to come up with, and 1 cup of chia seeds. For fats, we have 3 avocados, 2 cups of walnuts, half a cup of olive oil, and for just about everything else,
I think the avocados are currently ruining this. I think the avocados are throwing off the vibes. Even though I do like avocado, I think that's ruining
14 cups of
ruining this.
spinach, 7 carrots, lots of salt, and 7 teaspoons of spirulina. I'm gonna blend this all in with about 16 ounces of almond milk, and if you want to know what the procedure looks like, it's just you just got to do a little.
Oh, dude, it being green is really off-putting. This looks like a bear vomited salmon. It being green is gross. What color? I would probably put food dye in it. What color would make it most appealing? Honestly, I feel like a brown would be like a chocolate brown. It would look more like poop, but I feel like that would get it out of my brain.
Bear vomited salmon.
Wait till I add the 28 eggs.
So,
oh no. Does he have to cook it?
I think from here it's like you have
Cody's currently explaining how the Epic of Gilgamesh directly led to the creation of anime.
Roman ideals formed out of the Greeks.
Right. On a completely unrelated note.
You're filming a YouTube video, your friend just shows up. So, you know, like Gilgamesh.
Do we have a mop bucket?
Oh my god, no, that is so much worse than I thought it would look. And he's putting it in a fucking recyclable bin. I hope it's unused. Dude.
I then put the blended slop into baking trays.
It kind of looks like Dubai chocolate.
And end up with 5
I think that, ooh, wait.
bricks, which is about 20,000.
Okay. Do I think it'll taste good? No. Does it look kind of like a good pistachio brownie? Yeah.
Calories to get me through the next 7 days. So without further ado, let's
I think day 7 it's going to be really hard.
move on to Okay, here's my daily brick. Let's just go.
He only has to eat 1 per day. If he only has to eat 1 per day, that is actual full-on fucking diet maxing. There's no way that's 2,000 calories plus.
Go for it. Let's. It tastes like just like someone took a normal meal and then pre-chewed it and then spat it into my mouth. The brick didn't
And you didn't gag?
taste too bad at first, but after about a meal and a half, I realized that no, it really does. It tastes like shit. I cannot
Oh no.
describe to you how much the flavor is reminiscent of vomit. So I tried
Like just a weird mix of, because vomit is like half digested food, but it's also basically just like blended food. Like it's just a weird mix of stuff that you've eaten over the last day. Do you think you would get used to it though? Like how many days of doing this would you just not care anymore? At some point, bro, like a week in, you would be like, this is better than eating regular food. Not better in the sense of enjoyable, but like you could be like, damn, I haven't eaten today. House the brick in 2 minutes. And then you're fucking good to go for the next 6 hours.
frying it up to see if that would make it taste better, and I'm censoring this because it quite genuinely looks
Oh, he cooked it?
like I shat into the pan. And no, it just tastes like the same thing, but hot. So now it's like fresh vomit, I guess. This made day 1 easily the hardest day of the challenge, and it gets easier later on, and you'll see how it gets easier on...
I feel like, do you think frozen would be better? Like a frozen brick of blended food? I don't know, maybe refrigerated, like on the brink of being frozen.
On day 2, I had a bite of the brick, and I thought, hell no, I can't do this. So I had 2 options here. I could either scrap the video altogether, or I could come up with some way to make this easier for me. Which is why at this point in the video, I allow myself 1 topping.
Dude, 1 topping, brother, sriracha. All over. Anything that tastes like fucking shit, make it really spicy and it's immediately good. That is like the fucking life hack. You ever see like street food vendors that'll do that? You just make anything really fucking spicy. It's just so good. Maybe not the best thing you've ever had. It's tolerable.
For the rest of the challenge.
Mayonnaise. I think mayonnaise would bring this down. I don't think mayo's saving this brick.
But to decide which topping I would be using, I would have to go through some trial and error. So in front of me right now is my daily brick.
Pickles. I think Frank's Red Hot, pretty good. Soy sauce, all right. Vinegar, no.
Along with every condiment that I could find in my house. I'm gonna try them all and I'm gonna rate them 1 to 10. 3, 3.5, 6, 5, 7.
Peanut butter was good. Chili oil's good.
3, 4, holy shit, 9.
Kimchi is good on the brick. I mean, there's a lot of tofu and egg.
7, 2, 3, 5, 2. That's a 9.
Hot sauce! Oh no, the kimchi one? Fuck. I was gonna say hot sauce was a 9. That's goated though.
5, 2. That's a 9.
Hot sauce, bro, because hot sauce is if you put hot sauce on something, it is the forefront flavor of the food you're eating. The rest is just texture. And if the texture isn't gross and all you're tasting is Frank's Red Hot, you're going, huh, this is pretty fucking good. Well, isn't kimchi also spicy at times?
Now, remember Cody from the beginning of this video? Yeah, it's also his birthday at the end of this week. So for the nights leading up to it, I thought I would do a good friend thing and I would make him some nice dinners. I'm probably gonna be frothing it.
Oh, he's gonna be. My friend Cody's actually pretty busy, so I'm gonna give him a slice of my food brick.
The mouth while making the food, but at least I can fatten up my roommate before I cook him into my evil stew. Bars.
Actually, though, the level of efficiency this gives to your life is insane. Imagine, I mean, a lot of you guys don't meal prep now because your parents might make you food and shit, but imagine you're like 25. You have to meal prep like 2-3 times a week, and you have to go to the grocery store and buy a bunch of different things for meals. And instead, you just 1 time a week get an industrial blender and mix all of the food that you're gonna eat in a week and just fucking stack it in your fridge. Like, how gross that is, but that would be, you would save so much time.
So for the first night, I decided to make Cody some. Wait, that's not dinner, silly. That's a
pre-alcohol probiotic drink.
Sponsor of today's video, Z-Biotics. Okay, I have to tell you about this
maybe I should have known about that before I fucking drank 23 margaritas.
Product that I use before a night with drinks. It's called
I think some of these products work, but the part of the problem is that a lot of the products that are like, hey, this will make you feel better when you're done drinking, then you just drink more. You know what I mean? Like, even if that's gonna settle your stomach or help, then you just drink more because now you feel better. Like, humans don't have limits. Humans, at some point, like some people do, but there's like a level of being drunk where you just don't stop drinking until you fall asleep. Not everybody has that. A lot of people at bars, it's like you're so drunk you just keep saying yes to drinks. So if you're on something that's going to make that so you have even a higher of a limit, I feel like,
alcohol.
Okay, I know this is a sponsor, but I kind of want to hear this out.
Biotics Pre-Alcohol Probiotic is the world's first genetically engineered probiotic. It was invented by PhD scientists to tackle rough mornings after drinking. Here's how it works. When you drink, alcohol gets converted into a toxic byproduct in the gut.
This is such targeted advertising.
It's primarily this byproduct that is to blame for your rough next day. Now, pre-alcohol produces an enzyme to break this byproduct down. Just remember to make pre-alcohol your first drink of the night and drink responsibly so you can wake up feeling better the next morning. Click the link.
I don't know. You think that works? I've never tried one of those before.
Thanks again to Z-Biotics for sponsoring today's video. Cody's first dinner of the week was gochujang butter cabbage and steak. While I was making this, I'm pretty sure I came in my pants a little bit, but no biggie, we wiped that off. It was especially jarring seeing his...
Okay, you know how shitty this is, though? You're making your friend such a nice dinner, and you're like, yeah, I'm just gonna eat my food brick.
His food next to mine, considering that all I did for dinner was throw
caramelized onions,
a chunk of leathery vomit onto a plate. Anywho, this is the first night of dinner for Cody. I hope he enjoys it.
Damn. How's the brick today?
So the brick itself, 1,000,000 times better than yesterday because I got the kimchi update. Gochujang butter, steak, and cabbage is what I made for you.
Oh, my cabbage is really good. It's a really good texture.
Oh, yeah, it's really good. Yeah, it's really good. You want to switch plates? You want to bite of the poop brick? You want to eat some of the poop brick? It's got tofu and eggs in it. It's got everything your body needs.
Now, this wouldn't be a Kodakai video if I didn't drastically change my sleep schedule in some way, so let's flash forward to the morning of...
This is me, wide awake at 6:30 a.m.
So I went to sleep at like 7 a.m. and I ended up waking up in like the late afternoon. I bought more kimchi, I ate more brick, and sooner than later it was time for dinner. Cody,
I hope he talks about what his poop consistency is like. I would venture to say that it's probably either really good or really bad. I think it would be like solid because he is getting everything he needs, but I bet it would be kind of liquidy.
mentioned Manze soap.
Like, yeah, like, no, not rock hard. I bet it would be like he has diarrhea.
A couple times during the day, so I did my best to make some with what we had in the apartment. I ejaculated in my pants again, I garnished it with an egg yolk, and yeah, that's the, yeah.
I already ate, so I'm just having a little bit of brick.
Oh, this looks really good.
Have a serious conversation with me while I take a bite of this brick.
How much of a person would you have to eat in order to be considered a cannibal?
Ooh, good question. I would say it's less the amount and more the intent. Is that fair to say? Because if you accidentally ate like the fingertip of a person, don't ask how you would ever be in that scenario. But let's say you know a guy named Eric Cartman and he makes you chili for a chili competition and you eat it. Are you now a cannibal? No. Or like an unwilling? I don't know. If I'm just going off the amount alone, I'm going like more than a finger. Like if you ate that, you're not a cannibal. Like a digestible amount of food. Like if you ate, because at that point, are you a cannibal for eating like your hangnails? I don't do that. I'll bite my hangnail, spit it out, but like there's people that eat like their fingernails. Are they cannibals? No.
Because you can like eat 3 people.
Well, but then like, slips down the stairs. Human bone, legally.
They're a cannibal. You have all sorts of...
I love how he left in like random bits of the conversation and just full skipped everything else. Well, legally, hard cut.
The second person, 2 kilograms of their friend. They're on rafts.
Because I bite my nails like I've kissed a guy. Probably a cannibal.
Dicks do you have to suck? I just drink it when it's available.
Taste it as I go. 2 dicks.
Drink 4 in one evening. RFK is going after Tylenol now.
Everyone comment down below how much human you need to eat before you're considered a cannibal.
I want to see the answers. Nobody gave an answer. Are you fucking kidding me? No one answered. They're all talking about the fucking video itself.
Kai subreddit. This is all the brick that is left in the fridge. This is all I need to eat before everything is done. Ignore the fact that one of them is sitting on a frozen pizza.
They all look really different. Like this brick looks more appetizing than this one. This one has chunks of food in it. And what do you think that chunk is? I hope like tofu maybe, or like part of the egg.
Fun fact, when you eat healthy food, you end up feeling healthy. I felt better this week than I have all year. Workouts have been easier, running has been easier, I've been feeling focused, there's been like a strange level of clarity. I felt so good, in fact, that me and Cody went to a J-Rock concert that night. And this concert went pretty late, there wasn't a lot of time to make dinner, so Cody instead opted to just eat a bag of popcorn. The energy from the concert also seems to have given me this weird, radical idea. I wanted to see how quickly I could eat my nightly brick without vomiting.
Oh, he's gonna speed run it like a hot dog?
So here's that.
3, 2, 1, start.
Ooh, it's a lot softer than I thought it would be.
Ko is, Oh, I'll let you stop the timer when you're done. Minute 36 and...
A minute 36. Dude, that is food maxing to the fucking limit. An entire nightly meal, that was probably like fucking 600 calories down in a minute.
50 milliseconds. That's pretty good. I'm finished off this popcorn.
Can I smell the bag?
I'm a mess.
Oh, bro, huffing that shit like fucking gasoline.
Holy shit.
Lead paint. What is the best smelling food? Bacon's top 5. Bacon's top 5. I would say that something like that's really I'm gonna go garlic. Garlic when you're hungry. Lingering garlic is disgusting, but like a good like caramelized onion or garlic that's like on a skillet, oh, that's fucking goated. Popcorn smells good. Yeah, like a buttered popcorn's pretty good. Cookies, yeah, like fresh baked goods, or like a nice pizza. There's so many good foods that smell fucking amazing. Cinnabon smells nice. Cinnabon also kind of smells like you're walking through chemicals. Like if I had to work at Cinnabon for a day, I feel like I'd throw up.
had enough sleep debt to warrant me sleeping until 5 p.m. apparently, so when I woke up, it was immediately time for dinner. For tonight's dinner, I decided that I should probably just use everything that was about to go bad in the fridge, so I ended up making something that I like to call Kodakai's Mountain of Slop. Fun fact, that's also the name of my pants after I just drenched them in semen.
How well after an expiration date are you eating, like, a meat if it's frozen? I've gone months if it's frozen. I don't know if there's, like, a guide on that. If I froze food before expiration date, how long is it good for? Indefinitely good? Huh. Really? So if I threw chicken in the freezer and left it for a year, I could eat it. No. I think the quality, it might be safe, but the quality would go down. Oh, it says recommended meat and poultry 3 to 4 months. I was going to say, I've eaten like, he was saying it was about to go bad, just toss it in the freezer. I like, the second I go grocery shopping, I just throw shit in the freezer. Leave it for a month, no problem.
I think this would taste better if I couldn't see your food.
I don't want to do this anymore.
Like you made... That is the concept of dog food.
I've made human dog food.
I'm surprised he didn't switch from kimchi, because I feel like the kimchi would get pretty disgusting too after like 5 straight days of just eating kimchi every day.
Maybe it'd taste better if I made them into like little kibble bites.
Pour them into ice cube trays.
Ow, ow, ow! What was that? He just leaves the room.
On day 6, I had a bunch of errands to run, so for the first time, I packed my brick to go. I imagine eating this in public is something like shitting yourself on the bus because, like,
I don't know. I would think that if somebody whipped that out in public, I would think that it's some fucking protein bar.
Everyone can smell it. You just gotta lock in and pretend nothing happened.
It smells that bad.
My errands involved picking up Callum from the airport because
I think ripping ass in a packed, like, subway is probably one of the safest ways to fart. It's disrespectful, but nobody's gonna pin it on you. Like, if you're just ripping ass in a fucking subway, like, you're gonna be like, yeah, it's somebody within my fucking 5-person vicinity.
I've mentioned, it's Cody's birthday. Callum came to celebrate Cody's birthday. And speaking of
bars, too. I've done a drive-by fart before.
I made IKEA meatballs for dinner with a special creamy sauce. I also made a cocktail for Callum, and now we have a full penis worth of food to go through. I wonder how Callum's gonna react to the brick.
That is, you know, I saw pictures of that. Oh, you know what this looks like? You know those, like, channels on TikTok and Instagram that are like, I keep adding stuff to this tub until I create life. That's what this looks like.
Wait till you see...
They just fucking, like, when they're trying to do those, like, creating alien life videos.
The video on how I made it. You see that blue recycling bin?
That's not a good start. Is this a recipe you made yourself?
Mm-hmm.
Don't say it like you're proud.
I can read you the recipe really quick. So it's 9 cups of oats, 14 sweet potatoes, 2 kilograms of tofu.
I feel like that's not bad if it stopped there. Because sweet potatoes is, like, gonna add some mild sweetness. The tofu is, like, nothing.
28 eggs.
Do you plan to sell this commercially? Mr. Beep, I have an idea.
Mr. Beast food maxing bars. Dude, Feastables would sell that shit like crazy. They would just dump like 8 fucking kilograms of sugar into it.
And now day 7, this is it.
You only need to eat this.
War is over. I plan Cody's...
If you just eat this, then everything... Dude, oh my god, you want to see one of the craziest marketing things that I've ever seen in my entire life? This is so off topic. But if Mr. Beast or any company ever did that, that is like pure monopoly. If you marketed something as like, hey, you only ever need to eat this, you have a customer for the rest of your life. The thing I saw, though, was the one roll. And it's like a new thing that I think it's Charmin is doing it. And it's like a big fucking roll that is supposed to last like a month. And people were like, why is Charmin doing this? Nobody wants this. Charmin replies and they're like, well, you buy the starter kit and it comes with your own holder and it lasts you a while. It's efficiency. No. Charmin's doing that because they're the only company that sells that. So if you buy one and you have the holder, now you're a Charmin Ultra Soft customer for the rest of your life. So even if only like 10,000 people buy it, it's just, they're just selling you industrial size rolls at market value. Like they're saving money. They're selling you a starter kit too that you have to buy. And now you're only going to buy the fucking one roll. Like it is the highest IQ thing they could fucking do.
Party for him since he's been so busy with med student stuff. It was Cartoon Network themed. We had a bunch of friends over. We played games. I made ricotta bites. I came in my pants. And this is where Cody showed up behind the kitchen with a little surprise.
Hey, Cole. Terrible war. I made something for you.
What is it? Oh, it's a pinor.
I don't know what possessed him to offer me food when I had half a brick left in the fridge and mere hours left before I ate it. I ate the fucking food. I ate it. I cummed myself too many times and it came full circle. Literally. I am the two-dick cannibal. Now, why did I do this? Frankly, he's the birthday boy. You can't say no to the birthday boy. Look at that.
Well, it's the last 3 hours of the challenge, bro. He has like a kilogram of the fucking, or he has like a pound of the food left.
Smile. How can you say no to that face? So yeah, I ended the challenge literal hours before I would have succeeded. Cause yeah, I want to sit down. I want to enjoy food with a group of people. Sue me. Also, I have no idea why I was doing this in the first place. I just kind of thought of it and I was like, yeah, that'd be a funny video idea. And I guess maybe it was. I don't know. I'm calming myself. So that's the end of the video.
He has said that like 15 times.
Happy birthday to Cody. Lots of love to all the friends that came over. I don't do this. I mean, I guess it's good for you. I don't know. Don't do this.
I do wonder if it is nutritionally better for you to eat everything that you would need in one sitting versus spacing everything out. Do you think this is better or worse for you from eating the regular food? I feel like it's probably, I feel like on paper it's better, but your body probably processes shit in a weird way where like you kind of want to be on a sliding scale of multiple things at once versus just always food maxing and then going down and food maxing. Like you're constantly just draining yourself. Maybe that's why he's using the word cum so much. Anyways. Teletubbies, the sun woke up. Theory by Alex Bale. We've watched some of his other ones about SpongeBob. But this one is an in-depth conspiracy theory about the Teletubbies, the childhood show that many of us grew up watching. Can I say the Teletubbies I had a love-hate relationship with when I was a kid? Because there's certain aspects where it's like the baby as the sun is just like clearly a kid's show. But a lot of the show's really fucking creepy. Like uncanny almost. Kind of like they almost, I would say they live in like the back rooms, basically.
How will the world end? It's a question that's haunted humanity for as long as we can remember. Will it be from nuclear war, or AI taking over, or some kind of disease wiping us out?
But what if it's the Teletubby sun consuming the people of Earth? This is Alex Bale, and welcome back to another conspiracy theory.
Now, there have been many different works of...
Now, actually, if the world ends, I feel like it's going to be nuclear. Nuclear or AI, or a mix of the two. I feel like it would be both, honestly. At least in our lives. If it's not in our lives, I could see it just being like an asteroid hits Earth and kills everybody if we don't move to another planet first.
Fiction that explore all of these different possibilities. But what if I told you there is one piece of media out there that shows us a possibility that nobody has considered yet? And that's because it was hidden inside of a children's educational TV show. Teletubbies dares to ask a question that shows us the darkest, most horrifying fate for humanity.
What if the sun turning The sun turning conscious. Alex actually just bought a red Teletubby.
If the sun was a baby.
That's how the world's gonna end? Fan theory by Alex Bale. There's no way he made a 22-minute video about how the sun's a baby and that's how the world's gonna end. That's literally, bro, the sun's a baby. That's not even a conspiracy theory. The sun's just a baby in the show. That's what it is. Oh, see, why does he make it creepy? Jingly keys.
It's possible I went a little too far with this video. Teletubbies is essentially just jingly keys to distract babies. It's not like Blue's Clues or Magic School Bus where there is some semblance of a...
Yeah, they don't speak, right? The Teletubbies are like non-verbal alien creatures that just go like, and they make like weird noises. And they have like TV screens on their stomachs.
Plot or conflict, Teletubbies is just kind of nothing. There is no substance to this show, which is understandable because it was made for literally 1-year-old babies.
Okay, that's a bit of a diss because I remember watching the show. So I remember watching Teletubbies, so I was definitely not one when I was watching this. I was maybe 5 or 6, but, you know, okay, some of us mentally age at different rates, you know, don't be rude.
I will now.
Wait, is this actually a Teletubby scene? That's all the character does? I don't remember anything about the show, outside of them being really weird and living in, like, some fantasy backrooms.
I will now try and describe the plot of this show. Teletubbies are these weird-looking alien baby things.
I feel like it's like Tom and Jerry. Like, they just get up to mischief and do weird things.
That live in a bunker in Teletubby land, and they just kind of...
Bunker! What else could a bunker be? Nuclear bomb bunker. Fallout, the Fallout game. Teletubbies, inspiration from that. They live in Guantanamo Bay.
Walk around doing nothing until a creepy speaker slowly comes out of the ground and tells them what to do.
Speaker out of the ground, actually a spyglass from a nuclear submarine. This is actually a floating planet that goes through the ocean at different rates. That's why the climate changes depending on where they are and why the sun rises so often, because they're going through different time zones, so they're seeing actually multiple sunrises in one day.
Time for Tubby bye-bye. Time for Tubby bye-bye.
And there is also this giant sun baby thing that is constantly watching and laughing at them. And there is also a windmill that sends videos to their stomachs of just some random kids also kind of doing nothing for like 5 minutes.
Playing on the beach.
Yo, low-key, Teletubbies is just interdimensional cable. The show makes no sense. But it's just like, it's brain rot. It's literally just brain rot.
And it is so boring and by far the worst part of this show. And then when they're finally done with it, they literally just watch the exact same video again.
Talk about filler. Holy fuck. Right now, what a one-sentence essay to fucking one paragraph where they watch the same clip twice?
Because all this show is trying to do is just waste time distracting babies with jingly keys for as long as humanly possible. And I have watched so much Teletubbies for this video, and I hate it. Also, there's a vacuum cleaner named Nunu that looks like he's constantly in pain.
Constantly in pain, bro. He looks like he's on fucking bath salts.
Nunu is my favorite character because I can relate to him. And look, I get it. This is a baby show, I am not the target audience, and hopefully neither are the people watching this video. There is clearly no actual lore or world building here for me to discuss.
Or is there?
Years ago, I even made another parody video of dark, edgy Teletubby theories.
Now why don't we watch a little bit of Teletubbies and see what we find? We see the show using overstimulating vibrant colors to mimic the psychedelic effects of LSD.
You know, that was...
He made a theory 10 fucking years ago about Teletubbies?
Just me making fun of losers who genuinely try to analyze this baby stuff. Anyways, here's my genuine analysis of Teletubbies. Despite everything I have just said, I do believe that there is a way to make sense of every weird random detail in this show. And it starts...
Well, the sun, somebody in chat said the sun is just the viewers watching, which makes sense. But like everything else, it's just like, is there a plot behind this, or is this just directors trying to make visually appealing things for infants?
Every weird random detail in this show. And it starts by asking a very simple question. Where is Teletubby Land?
Over the hills and far away, Teletubbies come
Area 51
to play.
It looks like Earth with the...
There's an abundance of rabbits. There's an abundance of rabbits. Where are rabbits not supposed to be, but they multiply in insane amounts? Australia.
Nature and
New Zealand. Rabbits are in Australia. Or no, not rabbits. Well, rabbits are in Australia. Teletubbies are in Australia.
Rabbits, but we never actually see any humans. For all we know, this could be some distant alien planet or magical alternate dimension. But We know Teletubbies do have some kind of connection to humanity.
Because they have the same sun!
The weird speakers are constantly telling them to do human things, and they are constantly being sent videos of human children in the real world.
Hi, I'm Romy. Let's make some bagels.
And I feel
What? That's a plot of the show? What is this, an NBC News fucking flash segment? We're just talking, hey, this is Johnny's Bagel Shop. The Teletubbies are watching.
like the intro at the start of every episode does imply that Teletubby Land is on Earth somewhere.
Over the hills and far away.
Over the hills and far away. They are telling us where the show takes place in relation to us, the viewer. And to get there, we need to go over the hills that are in our way, as opposed to like going through space or a magical portal. Meaning Teletubby Land is likely on Earth.
But it's past the ice wall. The Teletubbies is proving that the Earth's flat. The Teletubbies is proving that the Earth's flat because it's over the hills. They're saying it's over the barrier that the government sets for us, and this is all government experiment, and they're trying to hide that from the fucking humans. The Teletubbies aren't actors. They're actual aliens being filmed.
This doesn't make sense, because Teletubby Land has a weird sentient baby-face sun, but in the human videos, we can see that they just have a regular normal sun with no face. So, if they're both supposed to be on Earth, then why is the sun different? Well, maybe it's not a question of where Teletubby Land is, but when. What if Teletubbies takes place on Earth in the future sometime after the normal sun somehow grew a baby face? And if that—
Chills. Goosebumps going over my fucking arms right now. This is insane.
that sounds far-fetched, then take a closer look at these human videos. Now, in most kids' educational shows—
to remind them what humanity is because humans are extinct.
These types of segments are like Blue's Clues, where Steve gets sent mail from children who are fans of the show and say, "Hi Steve, I love Blue's Clues."
Look, it's a letter from our friends.
Hi, Steve. Let's go see my classroom.
But in all 485 episodes of both the original and—
Do you think the kids that were like previewed on Blue's Clues kind of like have that as a fun fact, a part of their life? I feel like that becomes a part of your personality. Like you mentioned that. You mentioned that early in. You don't hide like if you were a kid on Blue's Clues, yeah, that's an icebreaker. You're at a bar. You know, I was actually on Blue's Clues when I was a kid. I feel like everybody would be like, really? Tell me more.
2015 revival of Teletubbies. Not once do the children ever acknowledge the fact that these videos are being sent to Teletubbies.
Hello, my name's Daniel. Hello, I'm Stephanie.
They never even say the word Teletubby, which feels like a very weird, deliberate choice. For all intents and purposes, these are just random videos of humanity that could have been made long before Teletubbies ever even existed. And this all gets a lot more interesting when we take a look at the most recent Netflix Teletubbies reboot from 2022.
Over the hills and...
There was a reboot. Netflix bought out Teletubbies to keep making the show.
far away. Teletubbies come to play.
This reboot
hard scene change in the new Netflix special. It just fucking teleports them to like a fucking nuclear war center.
makes a couple very interesting changes to the show. One of them being to the human video segments.
Ew, why do they shake like that?
Human video segments.
Dipsy. Hi. Hi there. Hi.
Hold up, I'm getting a video segment on my stomach. What the fuck?
Instead of just a couple random kids out in the world, these videos now take place inside of a single reoccurring location with a woman named Julia.
A clone bunker! Because humanity's extinct and Julia's a fucking AI robot!
Who sings a song with a group of different children every episode.
You are a rocket, a super fast rocket, then run and touch a star.
And what's immediate—
Yo, fire whoever wrote that dumbass song. Are you fucking kidding me? No flow. What? Go and touch a star. What are you, a third grader? You can't come up with a better bar than that? This is a fucking Netflix show, dude. What type of budget? I feel like ChatGPT could come up with some better shit than that.
Then run and touch a star.
I go run and touch a star.
And what's immediately different about these videos is that for the first time ever in the 27 years of this show airing, there actually is a direct acknowledgement of Teletubbies from a human being. Julia's shirt clearly shows the 4 Teletubby heads, meaning these videos in particular are not from the past. They are being made explicitly for Teletubbies to watch, and the humans in these videos exist at the same time as the show, which obviously begs the question, what does the sun look like for these humans? Well, here's the strange thing about—
they never go outside. Dun, dun. Because the radiation turned the humans into Teletubbies, and they're not aliens. They're just deformed humans over years and years of nuclear warfare that ended the fucking human civilization, but other people started morphing and evolving into other non-human creatures. And now they're trying to remind themselves what their past was like. And so the real humans actually live underground because they weren't affected by the radiation. And then the sun, I still can't explain the sun. The baby has the conscious sun.
Videos. We never get to see the sun. In fact, the kids in these videos never actually go outside, which is very strange when you compare that to the years worth of previous human videos that are almost always outside. There does seem to be windows, but unlike the windows we see in previous videos or even in Teletubby Land, these are weirdly opaque, never actually showing us the outside world. The best we get is this obviously fake depiction of the sky on the ceiling. For some reason, these videos feel completely cut off from the outside world. Where are these people? Hang on a second. What if over the hills doesn't mean Teletubby Land is behind hills? What if Teletubby Land is literally over the hills, as in on top of them, and this room is somewhere deep underground?
Am I a genius? I mean, I'm really putting 2 and 2 together here, Alex. I think me and you are on the same wavelength. I think I'm picking up what you're putting down, and I think I'm really locked in on this theory.
Completely cut off from the outside world. And if that seems too far-fetched, remember where the speakers come from.
Underground!
사람이 아니에요. 사람이 아니고 내 마음대로 해도 돼요. 그 안에 사람은 사람이 아니에요. 사람이 아니고 내 마음대로 해도 돼요. 그 안에 사람은.
And that's what's fucked, is it's like, I think there's like a line they cross where that's how they deal with it in the most fucked up way. It's because if you're seeing them as human, you don't, then your some level of morality inside of you kicks in. Where it's like these soldiers are like purposely perceiving these people as non-human, and then it doesn't matter what happens to them in their brain.
그 자리에서 죽이겠으면 죽이고 살리겠으면 살리고 하는 건 내 마음이에요. 뭐 설명해 주세요.
And that's also just like power hungry shit. I think people feed off that. If you're like growing up a soldier, especially in North Korea, where you've also probably grown up in a pretty shitty life, now you're giving power over others, right? Where like the power that's been inflicted, it's like a very hyper evolved version of like what's happening to you, you inflict onto others. What did he say? He was saying he had the power to kill or not kill anybody. It was entirely up to him.
Across North Korea, there are different
Like he probably liked that.
types of detention facilities. The worst of them are called Kwanliso. Camp 14 is one of them. It's also called a total control zone.
People never get out of those. They just waste away. They get killed by this vicious cycle of malnutrition and forced labor.
Shin's mother has to work the rice fields, 10 to 15 hours of hard labor every day. If she meets her quota,
15 hours straight?
She receives food, just enough to survive the night and make it through the next day.
North Korea is all about production targets. If you don't meet them, and probably you will not meet them, you'll get less food, more work, less food, more work, and that's how you waste away and die. That's, the truly tragic story at these camps.
From the moment Shin starts school, his life is split between the classroom and hard labor in the coal mine. Long work days are made worse by a constant gnawing hunger. Before school, Shin often eats his mother's portion while she's still out in the fields. She beats him for it, but he does it anyway. To him, she's not a source of love or care. She's a rival in the fight for every meager scrap of food.
Wow.
This is Shin's meal, served 3 times a day for his entire prison life. If he makes a mistake, his portion is cut in half as punishment. Sometimes he and the other inmates catch rats, the only source of meat in Camp 14. For Shin, this isn't as much as a nightmare. It's normal life. He has never seen the world beyond the barbed wire. Unlike this man. Kim Young is in his mid-40s when he's brought to Camp 14. He knows the world outside very well. In fact, he was a high-ranking military officer and vice president of a state-owned company. In his former life, he enjoyed culture, a chauffeur, and all the benefits of being a government employee. Now he's also forced to work in the coal mines. Kim didn't break any laws to get here. His parents did.
That's what's fucked, because that's how dictatorships work, because you have to bend. You can't just be you can't be an all-ruling dictator without people below you. And that's like, it's the rule. There's a video that I want to watch called The Rules of the Ruler as well, where it kind of dives into that. But it's like, if you're a dictator, you have to please all 4 people below you that run different areas of your government. And those 4 people have to please the 5 people below them, right? And at some point, you don't have to please people anymore because they just have to bend to your power. But you have to keep people in power happy, otherwise they will turn on you. So that's why Kim Jong-un never gets turned on, because he keeps the people right below him happy, because they lived a shitty life. He brought them out of it and said, hey, if you just follow my rules and do what I do, you'll have power, you'll have a chauffeur, you'll have a mansion, you'll have a nice wife, you'll have this and this and this and this and food and cigarettes and weed and fucking whatever the fuck they want, right? And they'll go, okay. And so they'll just do whatever he says.
Kim didn't break any laws to get here. His parents did. In North Korea, this form of collective punishment is called yunjoje.
Wow.
Guilt by association. Up to 3 generations can be punished for crimes of family members. When Kim was a child, his father and brother were accused of spying for the United States, enough to execute them. After that, Kim was brought to an orphanage under a new name. It took more than 40 years until someone found out about his true heritage. Even Kim himself wasn't aware of the supposed crimes his family allegedly committed.
And that's insane! He didn't even know! He didn't even know. Oh, sorry, no, now you're gonna fucking get stripped of everything.
There's absolutely no judicial process. This is extrajudicial punishment. They'll just, take you away in the middle of the night, together with your family members. You just disappear. That's how it goes.
대낮에 잡아가는 건 없어요. 다 밤에 그냥 원래 그냥 어느 순간에 와서 싹 다 쓸어 가고.
Without the neighbors noticing. So one day you're just living your life like in whatever, if you're in the city in North Korea or wherever, and then the next day your neighbor just disappears. Wow, and then you just don't talk about it. And it's just like, but it's just unspoken. It's like, oh, he disappeared. We know where he is.
정치범 수용소에 가서도 그 가족들은 우리가 뭘 잘못해서 왔는지 그걸 모른다는 거죠.
Fear is the most powerful tool for prison guards to keep inmates in line. During Kim's time in Camp 14, a total of 25 inmates are executed. One day, he witnesses a fellow prisoner being killed for collecting chestnuts that had fallen from a tree. Kim's
chestnuts that had fallen from a tree. Were they even being used?
Spends most of his days underground. Hours and hours of endless work with no sunlight and no mercy. Kim struggles. He's never faced labor like this before. Mistakes are inevitable, and every one of them is met with the punishment of a guard who never leaves his side.
Do you think he had like an internal wow moment? Because he was a high-ranking military official, and then now he's being sent to where he probably had to send other people.
One day, a guard strikes Kim with the butt of his gun till he falls unconscious. For the next 2 days, he only receives half his meals. After more than 2 months of living like this in Camp 14, Kim decides to end it. Following a long day of work, he steps into the elevator of a mining shaft. The metal cage ascends until it reaches a height of around 2,000 feet. He pulls the safety pin, and the elevator falls. But Kim survives, and the vicious cycle goes on. When Shin is about 6 or 7, the camp's borders shift. His village is merged into the neighboring Camp 18, just across the river. It's said to be slightly less brutal than Camp 14, but for Shin, life hardly changes at all.
Oh, he got moved to a different camp over?
Shin is 15 and has moved out from his mother's home. He now lives with his father. One day, a teacher allows Shin to spend the night at his mother's house, a reward for good behavior. When he arrives, another guest awaits. It's his brother.
Wait, he got awarded for good behavior, but he tried to take his own life in an elevator. Did they just think it was an accident or something?
One day, a teacher allows Shin to spend the night at his mother's house, a reward for good behavior. When he arrives, another guest awaits.
Oh, it's the previous kid. It's when he grew up? This is him when he's older?
When he arrives, another guest awaits. It's his brother, Shin Hee-gyun. The 21-year-old works at the prison cement factory, a couple of miles away. Shin doesn't like him at all. In the middle of the night, Shin wakes up from his sleep. He hears voices from the kitchen. His brother is talking about escape. His mother seems to support him. Shin's first instinct, he has to report this.
Oh my god. Dude, having to rat on your own family, they'll die. Holy shit. Like, I was thinking it in the sense of like, oh, you just see some guy at like your work doing that. Like your own you would have to fucking snitch on your own family. And because, and it's not even snitch on them and like, oh, they'll just get punished. No, they're going to get shot in the head in front of you. And then you'll be like, not even really rewarded. It's just like, okay, you're not going to die.
He goes to a nearby dorm room and wakes a friend to ask for advice. The friend urges Shin to tell the guards. They go to the school's night guard on duty and report the escape plot.
Wow.
Shin also signs a false police statement, claiming he saw his mother and brother commit murder. This piece of evidence ultimately leads to an execution order.
Wait, so they had to fucking... Wait, what? So they have to fake that they committed a crime so they could kill him? I thought they were just able to kill him for conspiracy to run.
The guards take Shin to an execution site next to the Taedong River.
Why are they taking him there? I wouldn't want to go see that.
A crowd has gathered to watch. They drag out his mother and his brother. They're killed in front of Shin's eyes. In 1996, Kim Young is transferred to Camp 18. To him, this place feels like heaven. The labor conditions are slightly better, and to his surprise, he reunites with his 70-year-old mother, who is also a prisoner here. But the violence and abuse
70-year-old mother, I thought his mom just died.
Don't stop. One day, he has to witness how guards beat up his mother and force her to do manual labor. His mother is certain they will both...
Oh, other guy. We keep bouncing back between people. Sorry, this is the dude that used to be a high-ranking military official.
Labor. His mother is certain they will both die in the camp. Even though it means risking his life, she urges Kim to leave her behind and escape. Escaping from a North Korean death camp is almost impossible.
You know, these are highly protected facilities. You're talking barbed wire, walls, armed guards, intersecting lines of fire.
Well, it's not even just that. You're also extremely you're experiencing extreme malnutrition. And so you're weak. You know, you can't run. You can't you're not going to be able to scale a fence very easily. You have no muscle.
We're talking machine guns. Very, very difficult to escape. I mean, it's, difficult to escape a detention facility in any civilized country. Imagine North Korea.
Kim Young quietly studies his surroundings. He observes, waits, and starts thinking. He lays out multiple escape plans, but none of them seem doable to him. Another hard day of work. The prisoners are loading coal onto a train. Suddenly, they spot something. Grain scattered across the bottom of a train car. It must have transported food before. The scene explodes into chaos. Prisoners drop everything. desperately looking for the tiniest speck of food.
What, are they gonna eat it right there?
The guards start shouting, but no one listens. Kim discovers a narrow space beneath a metal panel in the floor of a coal wagon. He squeezes inside, and as the train rumbles out of Camp 18, he rides with it.
No way.
Hours later,
He got out because people were staring at grain from, so he didn't even plan this escape. He just, like, on a whim, just tried to get out. Is this based off a true story? This is a true story. This is basically the video version of an actual man's account that escaped North Korea and wrote a book about it.
later, the train reaches Goan Station at around 4 a.m. We don't know exactly how, but Kim manages to crawl out of his hideout and disappears into the night.
But, like, then what the fuck do you do? You know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't know if I got out and now you're in, say you're in China. What do you do? Like, do you just go, you gotta go, you get a job? You have no ID. You're not a citizen, right? It's not even just like it's not even like, oh, you're an illegal immigrant. It's like, you're not even on a record. No one knows who you are. Like, I would have to find, you know what I would do? I would go to another, like, say I was in this scenario, I feel like I would try to go to a country I knew was enemies with North Korea, and I would go to I would try my hardest to find what is it called, where they have, like, their own setup in different countries? What is it called? You know what I'm talking about. Embassy. I would go to, like, the U.S. Embassy, and I would be like, I'm a North Korea escapee. Like, I would go to some embassy because he was a soldier too, so he knows the countries that are enemies. I would go to the enemy of North Korea and be like, I escaped. Like, please, you don't speak English? I think they're going to put 2 and 2 together. If you are at a U.S. embassy in China and some dude runs in speaking Korean, clearly malnourished, beat to shit, you're probably going to be like, okay, calm down. I'm going to get a translator. Right? Even if you don't speak, say you don't speak the language. You know, I feel like there's something that you'd be able to do.
Kim successfully escaped
I'm not even
Camp
just saying
18.
U.S. embassy, just any embassy that's not in association or partnered with North Korea.
But his path to freedom is still very long. After finding a worker's uniform, he changes clothes.
You want to know what an embassy is? Ooh, that's true. But you can't just walk up to a random guy in China and be like, I'm from North Korea, help me. You're not going to be able to speak to them, and it's like, what the fuck? Like, they're just going to rat on you.
And starts a treacherous journey that will take him many months through China and
Oh my god, he had to go all the way to Mongolia
to South Korea, where he'll eventually
What? He had to make his way all the way to Mongolia so he could catch a flight to South Korea?
seek asylum. Escaping a prison is one thing. Escaping the country is another. We made a whole video on how to escape North Korea. Link is in the description.
Yeah, we watched that video.
Shin also manages to escape from Camp 18 twice, both times by crawling under a fence. Both times he's recaptured. After his
I'm wondering why he wasn't killed if he was recaptured.
second attempt, Shin is sent back to Camp 14 and is thrown into a special detention center, a place with only one purpose: torture.
I still have the scars of my torture and the burns. Look at my arms. My arms aren't normal. They are bent and deformed. Before
His arm is like they snapped it.
I was tortured, my arms were straight. When I was tortured, my arms were tied up with a rope and pulled backwards. That made them more and more bent. I'm filled with anger when I stand in front of the mirror and look at my body after a shower.
After 4 weeks of torture, he's thrown into a pitch-black cell. No windows and barely enough space to lie down. There he'll spend the next 6 months. After his release, Shin is thrown back to the general prison population. He has to work in the coal mine, the farm fields, and eventually in a garment factory. This is where he meets Park Young-chul, a man unlike anyone Shin has ever seen. Born into an elite family, Park once held a prestigious job and had seen the world beyond North Korea's borders.
What? So he left North Korea?
By then, Shin already knows he's on the execution list. With Park at his side, he begins planning what will be Shin's third and final escape. Shin and Park are assigned to do some woodwork up in the mountains, along with some prisoners. They're chopping wood near the outer fence. The camp's fence is around 10 feet high. And
how many guards do you think they got for, like, a group of people? Because part of me's thinking, like, you could just rush those motherfuckers, you know?
Lined with high-voltage barbed wire.
I feel like, bro, if you got a group of 10 people, they probably got, like, 3 guards. And they're all holding machine guns or rifles.
The next guard tower is a quarter of a mile away. Shin watches.
Some people will die. Yeah, well, realistically, they probably have enough guards to where all of them would die, so they can't revolt. But I'm thinking, like, if you had 2 guards and 10 people, you could realistically try, like, knowing 8 of you are going to die, but, like, 2 of you are going to be able to overpower them and live, and then you just steal their shit.
The patrols. There are long gaps between them where no guard is close enough to spot the 2. The plan is simple. Wait until dusk so that their footprints can't easily be traced in the snow. They slip through the high-voltage wires without touching them.
Risky maneuver.
As the sun sets, Shin and Park move closer to the fence. They hack branches, pretending to stack wood. Nobody notices them. Park hesitates. Shin's heart races. He grabs Park's hand and they run. Shin slips. Park reaches the fence before him. He tries to squeeze his head between the 2 lowest wires and hits one of them. Park's body is not moving. The bottom wire bends under his weight, creating a narrow gap.
Oh my god, and you just leave him. Oh my god, you just leave him.
Shin crawls over Park's body.
You have to.
He's almost past the fence when his legs slip, hitting one of the wires. The voltage tears through him. His pants char. His skin burns from ankle to knee.
It's that fucking high of voltage? Did it kill him?
But somehow he makes it through.
No! Okay.
Park's body lies dead on the fence. Shin runs without looking back.
Oh, because he got hit in the head.
For 2 hours straight until he realizes that he made it. He manages to cross the river to China, and after a journey of almost 2 years, he finally reaches South Korea. These are all the prison camps that are most likely active in North Korea today. According to Greg Scarlatoiu,
Like right now. Like right now. I know time difference, like it's 7 p. Time difference, what time is it in North Korea? It's 8 a.m. There's people in North Korea right now in camps that are like doing slave labor. Right now. Like right now there's probably thousands of people that are actively fucking doing crops, cutting wood, being beaten to death. Fuck, man.
the camps are changing, and not for the better. Camps near the border have reportedly been moved further inland, likely to make escape even harder. And some new internal perimeters have appeared, possibly to isolate high-value prisoners.
The third development, in terms of infrastructure, evolution and development, has been the creation of watchtowers and what appears to be intersecting lines of fire around the camps. They would be meant to basically exterminate those who attempt to leave those camps.
For some camps, evidence is even scarcer.
There's one camp that we know very little about, and that's Camp 16, 1-6. That's very close to the Punggye-ri nuclear testing facility. And I have spoken with the South Korean nuclear scientists who said, look, we don't believe that prisoners are used in digging those tunnels for the nuclear tests, but it is very likely that they will be, used and abused while cleaning up after those nuclear tests.
The
Oh my God, what? And then they're gonna die of radiation?
HRNK estimates that up to 120,000
people in these camps?
people are currently held in North Korean prison camps. In fact, as a viewer of this video, you might know more about them than most North Koreans ever will.
We have to remember that these people are being tortured and maimed today. They were tortured and maimed yesterday, and the same will happen tomorrow. So, I think it's a matter of moral, ethical, religious, and political obligation to continue to maintain our interest in these issues.
This is Shin today. He gradually adjusted to a life in society and became a public speaker and advocate for human rights in North Korea. In 2015, Shin Dong-hyuk retracted parts of his story and admitted to changing certain key details in Escape from Camp 14. The book's author published a detailed statement outlining every change Shin had made. According to Shin, some memories were simply too painful and others too shameful to share truthfully at the time. This is
wow. So it's not even like he made it seem worse. He made it seem better than it was. Like one of the edits it showed was that he hated his brother, and so it was easier for him to rat on him.
a common reaction for victims of torture, who often cope by suppressing or distorting their accounts of what really happened. Greg Scarlatoiu and others believe Shin's changes don't alter the fundamental truth of his reports.
Was Shin Dong-hyuk a political prisoner? Yes, 100%. Okay, he spent some time both at Camp 14 and Camp 18, right across the river. Did he witness the execution of his mother and brother? Yes, he did. So the fundamental elements of Shin Dong-hyuk's story did not change.
Shin bears the
Yeah, it's like small little additions to each part of the story.
scars, physical and psychological.
I just don't know how you could physically live a regular life after that. You know what I mean? Like they're very like advocative and they do public speaking work, but it's like always in the back of your mind, you're going to be like, people I knew are in that camp right now. Like, you escaped and now you could live in South Korea, but it's like, you know, there's over 100,000 people that are there still, and they're just never going to get out. Wow. That's a sad video, but I'm glad we watched it. All right, count me down 30 seconds. Shot, I got to pass, then we're going to hop. Lock in chat for the next video, Prankless Harms.
See, I find that pranks are all fun and games when they come in the form of harmless pranks.
Sure, can I see your receipt?
But on the other side of that spectrum, we have prank.
I love that video. He's just like fully fearful and shocked. Walks to the Walmart representative. That guy ate my receipt. Actually, my favorite ones are when a guy will walk up to like one of those Walmart receipt checkers and hand them like a note card that says like Big Chungus or something, and they just stare at them. And the old person freaks out and goes to a representative, and they're like, this person didn't pay for their items. And then they actually take out the real receipt and hand it to the, like, younger manager. And then the manager's like, yeah, I don't know what you saw. And they make the old woman seem like crazy.
Spectrum, we have prankless harms.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of these. I also, yeah, well, this is fake. But I'm not a fan of I'm not a fan of, like, public harassment pranks, if that makes sense. When you go to Walmart and you, like, with an employee for 5 seconds, that's different from when you're outwardly, like, following a random person in public for 30 minutes to see how far you could egg them and rage them to the point where they, like, actually pull out a gun and shoot you. That's, like, another level of trying to make stupid content. Or like there's guys, bro, there's like up and coming not YouTubers. They make content on TikTok where they'll just go like punch homeless people. Do you see that shit? It was like on Twitter. It was like this one kid, he like went around and just like pushed over old people at a park. I'm like, dude, you're just assaulting people. This isn't a prank. Like you're actually just beating up old people.
If you're unsure what this video I'm showing you right now is, this is the killing my best friend prank. I say prank.
Well, that was like, what year was that, bro? That had to be like 2016 YouTube.
But take a look at this dude. Now let's see what the supervillain that orchestrated this has to say.
Let's see how he reacts to his best friend of 5 years being
My name's Sam Pepper.
killed in front of him.
I'ma say you took this one like a champ, really. Light work, no reaction. See, the problem with prank content is that it's stuck in this never-ending competition, you know, to do something new. Or
it's not even do something new. It's bigger and better. Because, like, how many times... That's the issue of prank content, is you can't reformat it. Nothing can be changed in prank content to where it feels new unless you do something bigger. Like, you remember when prank content was as simple as, like, walking into a Walmart and football spiking a gallon of milk on the ground like you slept? I mean, it was harmless in the sense of, like, now a worker has to clean this up. But it was a low-level prank. Like, you were fucking just dropping milk in a Walmart. But how many times can you do that and it still gets views? So then you have to keep scaling until it's like, I'm killing my best friend prank.
To top the last prank that the people have seen. Now, don't mistake me for somebody that I am not. I have a love in my heart for prank content. It's damn near all I was watching as a kid. Right now I'm on my intellectual arc, so let me share some wisdom with you. People find pranks funny because they play on surprise and incongruity, breaking expectations in harmless ways that trigger laughter. Key word there, harmless. And also humans at our core, we're deadass just evil, okay? We like to laugh at other people's misfortunes. And over time, pranks have done nothing but evolve, I think in mostly good ways. But even a lot of the pranks back then were kinda OD. Y'all remember this guy with the
I think, like, cosplay pranks are also pretty funny and, like, harmless. Where, like, the guy that does the Labubu shit, Juicy Jacob, he'll go into a Walmart dressed as the Lorax and walk around. Or people, like, if you do that, that's kind of chill because you're not fucking with people. So you? No, not me. It's not me. As I was saying, though, I think if you do that and you're, like, cosplaying as certain people, like Megamind, and you're just, like, walking around and fucking with people, it's like they could just ignore you if they don't like you, versus you, like, directly walking up and targeting somebody and being like, hey, and then trying to fuck with them.
pansexual mother of three haircut. Yeah, this 2017 tall fishman having cut-ass nigga.
Bruh, I remember I used to think that haircut was so hard, though. Bro, that was, like, the ideal haircut.
Ass nigga. This is Prank Invasion. Yeah, he's best known for his kissing prank.
What up, invaders? Chris here. Alright, so today we're here at Venice Beach, and we're gonna be kissing girls right in front of their boyfriends.
Okay. Just one question for you, gang.
That's not really a prank. That's not really a prank. I'm gonna go make out with guys' girlfriends.
How is this a prank? I'm just struggling to see how, going up to a stranger and kissing them falls under that classification. Just sounds a little sus to me. I guess it was working for him because he was pulling hella views and he was just, rinsing and repeating this with just different versions.
Who's the guy that got, like, really spiritual and kind of went insane? And he used to do, like, prank content, but it was effectively him just taking his shirt off and flexing. No, not Gideon. Gideon didn't go insane. Who's the guy that I'm talking about? He would flex. He would just walk out in public and be like, not Fousey. Connor Murphy. Y'all remember Connor Murphy? Bro, he would literally just, like, walk around in public and just, like, take his shirt off. And that was the video.
I think we lost this nigga at the sister edition, though.
I'm gonna try to kiss my sister.
Anywho, I think at least most pranksters stopped faking their pranks after it became like a whole scandal. Personally, I didn't even find it deep, as long as I couldn't tell or it wasn't extremely obvious. Something that just never did it for me was all those channels that would prank their significant other like over and over again.
Well, that was just family channels. This time, I'm gonna prank my wife and think, like, there would be wives videos where she'd be like, this time I'm gonna sleep with a mannequin in my bed and make my husband think I'm cheating on him.
Roman Atwood.
Not funny.
You can only kill your kid so many times before I start believing your girlfriend's
Roman Atwood did a kill your kid prank.
reaction.
That's, like, traumatizing. Killing my kid prank.
I blew up my kid is a classic prank, though. I'll give it to you.
Did she actually believe it?
But there was this other channel.
Oh my god, that's, like, kind of fucked. Did she freak out, though? She had to have been in on it. You could tell the explosions way after.
But there was this other channel, Prank vs. Prank, and their whole thing was just boyfriend and girlfriend pranking each other over and over again. They did like 6 or 7. They did like 6 or 7 cheating pranks. Bro, when you have a whole prank channel dedicated to you pranking each other, you're gonna live on edge like the whole time. So after the 3rd cheating prank, it's like, bro, your reaction is not going to be genuine.
Well, yeah, like, after a point, you're just going into every day assuming that your partner's going to prank you for the channel. But you have to lean into it, otherwise it's not content. So that's when you get those, like, really corny-ass intros, like, what's up, Ace? What's up, A-fam? We're going to be pranking my girlfriend today and making her think that I cut my own fucking foot off.
Like, these two deadass used to just terrorize each other. Like this prank where he laces up food with a ghost pepper. I think we need to realize just because the camera's on,
That's kind of fucked up. Being like, hey, babe, try this. It's just a ghost pepper.
doesn't make something a prank. If you are genuinely just causing somebody harm, that is not a prank. And there was these two kids that
Yeah, it almost got to the point where, like, I think if YouTube didn't have guidelines, I think there would actually be, like, drugging my friend pranks. Like, that would be... I wouldn't even be surprised if there's a YouTube video from, like, 2013 that's like that. Like, give my friend Xanax to see how he reacts.
decided to do a robbery prank. Or how did they go about this prank? Did they use, like, bananas instead of guns? No, these...
Well, the robbery pranks, some of those YouTubers actually died. Where they would we watched a video on that, where some guy fake robbed a group of guys and he pulled out a fucking knife and they just took out a gun and shot him. I'm like, what did you think was gonna happen? You walked up to a group of fucking people on a parking lot with a knife and you're like, they're not gonna fight back?
Niggas use real knives. And this went as bad as possible. One kid was shot dead on the spot. Rest in peace though, for real. But broskito, you play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. But you know what prank I really mess with? The screaming prank.
Bro, didn't some TikToker get arrested for that? Like, recently. Wasn't there a TikToker that got fucking arrested for, like, screaming in, like, a Walmart and blaming it on his friend? What's the crime there?
This was revolutionary. This is what pranking needs. Because modern day pranking, right now, is just a whole lot of rage bait.
Okay, I literally saw one today where he's checking out at a Walmart and he's like one by one handing the cashier the things he's buying, and it's like a cucumber, magnums, baby oil, chapstick, like one normal thing, a box of chicken nuggets. And then he would just keep handing him, and the guy's face is just going like wider and wider, and he's trying to keep his composure because he's like, there's no way this guy's buying this.
Or straight up just confusing people.
I really don't know because I don't really know. Because it's gonna be like a 4-foot drop because I have a really expensive phone. I have a 14 Pro Max.
And the screaming prank was just another one of these. Until we introduced the twisted yet genius prospect of the backup screamer. See what the original prank was? You just have somebody scream in a Walmart or something and then you had to try and convince them that it was not you.
It wasn't me.
But the integration of the backup screamer.
The integration of the backup screamer brought all the attention off you, especially if they sounded like you. I've seen backup screamers that don't scream the same, and it's not convincing because the people are going to remember the pitch, right? You need somebody that has a very similar voice to you.
Somebody else take the fall. Genius. Simply just genius. Now, just before I mentioned rage bait pranks, now there's a thin line with this one between harmless prank and prankless harm. Rage bait pranks have been around forever, like the calling black people neighbor prank.
What's up, my neighbor?
Or the farting in the hood prank. Or the staring at people in the hood prank. Pretty much anything in the hood. Black people.
Bro, those pranks were fucking nuts. They would just be a guy that would walk up to somebody and be like, I'm like, you're asking to get beat the fuck up. Like, how much would somebody have to pay you to go in public and just stare at someone? Like, but not even from afar, like directly to their face. And when they say stuff, you don't respond. I would think that they would murder me. I'm not doing that for any amount of money. $10? For $10, bro, your ass is caving. Your ass is caving. You're not doing that. If I gave you $10, you're not walking up to a guy and going, you would maybe do it. And the second he goes, what are you doing, bro? You're walking away. You're going to be like, I'm sorry, man. Okay, so there's like a camera over there. I'm getting paid. You're going to be like, I'll give you half the money. You would immediately give up.
A content farm for pranksters. And why I say there's a thin line, because, you know, we obviously have pranks like staring at people in the hood. Because obviously you're not causing anyone harm, but you know how they're going to react, you know? So when a petite white guy goes around...
I think that's anywhere, though, bro. You stare at somebody like that, they'd be like, bro, what are you on?
In the hood saying, my neighbor, with the hottest ER you've ever heard. Yeah, he's going to get some reactions out of people. But when you get to putting your cheeks all up in people's faces... Even if it's a real fart or not, that's a reasonable crash out. Oh, and is this...
Okay, but that is kind of funny, though, when you're in, like, a subway and somebody rips ass as a prank. Not like the fart spray. I've seen that video. Where he's in a subway and he's spraying fart spray on himself like it's cologne. And there's, like, somebody in the background just gagging.
One guy on TikTok, right, that gets employees into the craziest positions and has them say some crazy shit.
Come
Are you in? Are you in?
in my ass.
I don't know how he'd be getting away with these. He just calls them brain teasers and people do them. Like, I know it's not part of your job to be in this position when a customer asks.
Come in my butt. Come in my.
You high-key did this to yourself. And also just being a public nuisance.
Yeah, I don't understand. Like, some random guy walks up to you and you're like, yo, you gotta get on your knees and say, but spell run. Be like, what's the brain teaser here?
Since I don't think that falls under the prankless harm category.
Yoo-hoo, it's a boo-boo.
Joe, I love you so much.
You motherfucker! I'm not, it's not me. That's not me. That's not me. That's Juicy Jacob. He does harmless pranks.
But what I mean by being a public nuisance, this guy Vitaly got arrested for unjust.
The guys that go to different countries and play pranks on people is like, fucking, well, the guys that go to other countries and play pranks on people, their pranks are usually just like blatant racism. You know what I mean? Like that, who's the other, not Vitaly, who's the other guy that went to like South Korea and he also got like arrested or beat up and he was just like sitting in a 7-Eleven just like playing fucking like racist audios. It wasn't Fuzi. Yeah, Johnny Somali.
This guy Vitaly got arrested for unjust vexation, which is the crime of being annoying. And before the arrest, he was low-key on a different path too.
Is that really a crime? Just being annoying?
Of terrorizing civilians, he focused his attention on predators. Now, what he was doing to him.
Yeah, a lot of them will hard pivot content-wise to that because then it's more socially accepted. But they'll still do the other shit on the side. Is Vitaly in jail right now? I thought he got out. He was in the Philippines, right? Is Vitaly in jail? He was held in a holding facility facing deportation. Wouldn't you want to be deported? Isn't being deported, like, good in this situation?
And I high-key can't even be mad about it. If your calling is terrorizing people, you know, these are not bad people to choose. Even Gideon did the same method. A running theory of mine is that...
Well, Gideon, he used to make regular prank videos. Stopped. And then he was making... Didn't he have, like, a period? I know he's still very religious now. But didn't he have a period in time where he was just making, like, straight-up religious content? Like, it was like a few-month period or where he wasn't making content at all. I remember he made an announcement.
People that make
he
prank
never
content
did. Yeah, but he did stop for a minute.
Genuinely find enjoyment in causing other people misery. And if they're getting backlash for doing it to random people, I mean, why not do it to people less deserving of human rights? It probably does get to a point, though. This might be a little bit overdoing it. It's debatable, though. But then there's this other kid, Heston James, you've probably heard of him, who's facing 9 years in prison.
For doing the screamer shit.
They have this nigga on 13 charges because of some YouTube pranks. And what's funny is under a Fox News video reporting on this, it's like a bunch of middle-aged people just flaming this nigga. Diggler Duck said, influencer is just a euphemism for malignant narcissist. What does that even mean? First thing, dumbass. Not an influencer, so fuck, everything you just said doesn't mean shit. This guy Arthur said, ban
TikTok, arrest these clowns, make them pay restitution to the companies they affected. They can clearly afford it with all the money they're making for the videos.
TikTok, arrest these clowns, make them pay restitutions to the companies they've affected.
Bitch, shut the fuck up. Side boo you, bitch.
What do they think happens after a teenager pretends to be a mechanic at a shop? The whole business just goes into ruins.
The business burns down. They don't know what they can fucking do anymore to fucking get customers.
Maybe 10 minutes of their time was taken up. That's being generous too.
I think if you're one of those prank people that were like licking ice creams and putting them back in the fucking container and back on the shelf, yeah, you should have to fucking pay for that. But if you're like walking in to a public, business and pranking somebody and leaving, that's different. There's a difference between actually publicly pranking people and doing genuine vandalism.
And I'm not saying it doesn't.
And like fucking what do they even be? That would be more than vandalism. If you were like eating products and putting them back, what is that? That's like a health violation.
Doesn't affect these people at all. Obviously, this shit is probably annoying as hell. I'm just saying it's not that serious. Okay, multiple criminal charges over this. Who we should be prosecuting is them ass niggas from 2016 who dressed as killer clowns and terrorized the youth.
Bro, I flat out have the take that if your dumbass was out out on a random road in the middle of nowhere at 2 a.m. dressed as a clown holding a knife and somebody runs your ass over, that is fully your fault. That era was so weird where people were like, yeah, let's just go stand out in the woods and wait for people. I'd be like, bro, no, you're actually gonna fucking murder someone.
2016, I was only a baby. But there was genuinely a stretch of time where I didn't feel comfortable going outside. Damn.
Yeah, bro, scary. I remember because it was so common. And then there was like a weird mixture of people that were prankers versus people that were actually psychopaths dressed as clowns trying to like kill people.
I'm really out here being the prank police. But I deadass think a lot of quote-unquote pranks are just acts of terrorism. Okay, maybe I dragged that a little bit. Except for the fake bum prank. That one definitely fits. Correct me if I'm wrong, but what pranks are meant to be is tricking someone into getting a reaction that applies to a situation that isn't how it seems, you know what I mean? So if you were to say, oh look, there's a camera over there, they'll just be cool about it. And not genuinely bringing someone to a point where their veins are protruding out of their forehead. Chill. But deadass, I don't really...
And I think people have gotten a reluctancy to cameras more than they used to. You remember the days, like the early days of Impractical Jokers? I bet they had some bad experiences, but I feel like with a lot of early prank shows, it was as simple as being like, you're on a show, calm down, there's the camera. And it was cool because it was like, oh my God, I'm going to be on TV. Now it's like, fuck you, I don't want to be on your bitch ass TikTok. Like, it's full switched. Because it used to be like cool to be like, oh, I'm going to be on TV versus like, no, fuck you, I don't want to be involved at all with whatever the fuck you're filming.
I only comment on things because I can. I just get both sides of hate and love towards prank.
Yeah, no, I think prank content in general, it's like you got to walk a thin line.
Content. Because if this was me in this video and somebody just comes up to my shit and turns it off, yeah, I would be mad. But it is kind of funny, though. But this prank here is high-key my favorite prank ever, just for this guy's reaction. This guy's just taking items out of this old guy's trolley and saying, oh, you don't own it yet because you haven't paid for it. And for some reason, this is his reaction.
Don't be a racist. Come on.
How am I being racist?
Because you're picking on a white guy.
I just wanted to share that. Because I thought it was funny.
Don't be a racist because you're picking on a white guy. I would just be like, don't be like a dick, bro. What do you? How is that racist? Like, he's the only white guy in the whole fucking store. WVED.